Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to The Hunt. You are now part of The Nightmare Hunter with D.A. Roberts and The Nightmare Hunter himself. Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and glory be, the man cannot even spell his own name. Unbelievable. So there it is, done, corrected. What a shock. Welcome, everyone, and the love begins already. Welcome, Tony Kanopka. Appreciate it. And Todd Hunter, thank you for the likes already. We are going and blowing. The co host for this evening, he's the man, the myth. He's also going to be the guest. So he's doing double duty or triple duty because he's also a resident drinker as well. So
after the weekend I've had, I'm pretty happy to have a good strong drink.
GDA, what happened this weekend?
It was a really good evening, a good weekend. I mean, I spent 3.5 interesting days in the land between the lakes researching the beast of LBL.
Yeah, you can't stop with that. Come on. Come on. Let's hear the rest of it. What else? What else happened?
Well, it started out. We drove up there Thursday, and we just came back. We got back to the house Sunday afternoon. But the park it's a public use area. It's massive, 170,000 acres, 300 miles of shoreline of lakes surrounding it. It's a vast wilderness area, and there's just a ton of stuff there to look at. And I was looking for the actual campground where the incident known as the Beast of LBL occurred, where a family of 4 was allegedly killed back in the 1980s. I think I was very close to finding it. I don't think I could never, because they've basically sealed it off. And I know I was very close because I found the cemetery mentioned, which is the Nickel Cemetery. I was able to find the cemetery. I took video at the cemetery, but I didn't find the actual park. But we are planning on going back this fall for a second expedition.
So is this the story that happened a few weeks ago where someone placed themselves at that event? Was that the one we're talking about?
That was the one. Turned out the guy was full of malarkey. He couldn't even name the landmarks, let alone where the place was at. So I won't get into all those details, but the guy turned out to be a flake, which I was kind of calling from the beginning because he, like I said, his story just didn't, from a cop standpoint, his story just didn't hold water. I'm really excited about some of the stuff we did find. I got some really good video footage. Had something follow me in the woods, which was kind of neat. I guess that's what I get for going in alone.
All right. What do you mean something was following you in the woods?
Here's the really weird part, and I'll get to the part about it follow me. Here's the really weird part. My wife and son and I, we stayed in a condo in a resort called the Green Turtle Bay Resort.
Roughing it, Ben? I thought you were on the frontier.
No, I didn't camp in the park. We stayed in a condo. There's no way my wife was camping. That wasn't happening. But around the condo and in the camping areas that were on that side of the bridge outside of LBL, I almost walked up on deer. I mean, they were everywhere. Saw plenty of like raccoons and squirrels and birds, and there was plenty of wildlife outside the park. Once I got into LBL, I didn't see a thing. Not a bird, not a deer, not a squirrel, nothing. Never saw a single animal in the park. Not one. Not even roadkill. Nothing.
I find that hard to believe.
It was, I'm telling you, when you get a chance to talk to Nick Valente, he can back it up. We didn't see a single animal in the north end of LBL.
Well, as a matter of fact, we're already getting quite a few likes, folks. We're going to call them out right now for better and for good. Oh, I mixed in the names because I've got to write them down. Folks, I don't care. Well, no. We're looking for 40. There's no doubt about that. Those are just the Facebook likes, folks. But we're going to do it right now. Oh, so there's one that I didn't expect. Thomas Whitney gives us a like right there. So,
Awesome.
folks, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There it is. Oh, now we have 10. Okay, Eric Ogle is the next one. So let's get this one going right now. Folks, here's what we're going to do at the moment. We have 10. Tony Kanopka, Joyce Beavens Harvey, Joshua Dalton, Todd Hunter, Roger Peacock, Hola Tocayo, Joseph Medina, Nick Valente, Ronan Barron, Thomas Whitney, Eric Ogle. So those are the ones that we've already had a like, and now we're up to 11. A classmate of mine, Wilfredo Cora. So while he is watching, Wilfredo Cora, if you want to purchase the book, it is on Amazon.com. I don't know if DA has the link, but the book, The Nightmare Hunter, Uncanny Valley, yours truly is the titular character. I am shocked. Blame him. Blame him. My cousin, Patty, had a tough time reading the book because she kept hearing my voice, which is something, folks, as you know, you already know that I've been in several of the other books, but now I guess I kind of had a co-starring role in one of them.
Mhm.
Very significant. We're not going to refer to the flare gun again, the barium enema or whatever it was. But this one
Magnesium.
is the magnesium enema, yes. But this is my book, which I'm stunned about, and I'm just blown away. Robert Miller, good evening. Thank you for joining us. The author, of course, is D.A. Roberts right here. You can check out the link. So did Roger finish it? No, was unable to. Good evening, Nick. All hail Nick from Joyzy. Joyzy.
I
How
was
you doing, Nick?
trying to put on a new webcam here, and it didn't want to work, so I had to go back to my old webcam.
Yeah.
I've been listening in. I guess DA was telling you about our little adventure.
Yeah, I was telling him we never saw a single animal in the north end of LBL.
There was no animals. There was like no sound except for crickets and cicadas.
Bugs.
And bugs. A lot of bugs.
A lot of
Okay,
bugs.
nothing personal, but I consider that sound. For someone who's grown up in Los Angeles all his life, if I hear a little chattering, teetering, if I see things flying around, that's noise.
Yeah, but if you spend any time in the woods, you'll hear
No.
tree frogs and coyotes, and there's all kinds of animal noises you should be hearing. We didn't hear any of that.
There should have been frogs at least over
Yeah.
there, and they were
So-
not even there. That's amazing.
Were you gentlemen the apex predators?
We probably were at that point, but no, there was something out there. I heard a noise, and right off
And
to
the porn is here. And this is where you were. LBL is Land Between the Lakes, correct?
Yes.
U.S. Department of Agriculture, North Welcome Station. Hey, look at those two studs right there. Are these the gentlemen that are with me live right now? Yes, that's the author. Embrace the suck. There is the T-shirt, and over on the right in his camo gear. Yeah, well, you skipped ahead now. Go back. Nico, there it is. There is Nick Valente right there with his combat gear on right now. He's subtly hiding
semi combat gear. That was we were trying to be gray man over there and not have anybody really knowing who we were.
So what is that behind you, DA?
That is the Nickel Cemetery, the Nickel family cemetery, which was mentioned in the account as having been just down the road from the campground. I can tell you, Nick and I, we drove every road within probably 3 miles of that cemetery and never found a campground. We found one that we think might have been it, but we couldn't find any of the telltale structures that was supposed to be there. So we missed something. But we drove a lot of back roads and got in some pretty snaky territory.
Wow. No,
We had all these different little roads over there, and there was nothing back there. What we were looking for was the little pylons, the cement pylons that should have been coming out of the ground in the camp area. We couldn't locate that area. We were also looking for those concrete bunkers. Negative on that too. I think somehow they may have bulldozed over it 25, 35 years ago, and the foliage, the trees, the bushes, everything just...
They don't want it found.
Really. I want to give some additional shout outs. Robert Miller, thank you. Aurelio Rico Lopez III. I got your book, Aurelio. And yes, I have not been able to go over it. That's why I've not responded to the message of the formatting, but we're good. I will as soon as I get a chance. And Sergio Lomelli. So we've got quite a few connections. Hey, DA, my brother woke me up at 10 o'clock last night. No one had to get up at 4 in the morning. He says, dude. I'm like, what? Did I wake you up? What the hell do you want? He says, oh, dude, DA. He. What kind of guy is DA?
Crazy.
What the hell are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Well, he wrote a post about what would you do if, with your ex and everything. And then I wrote that I would run her over, and then Facebook put this claim. DA complained about my post.
What?
Like, okay. This is my brother Lewis, my older brother by 8 years. Like, what the hell are you talking about? It's now 10:05 in the morning.
I didn't complain about anybody's
What
post.
kind of guy is DA? Dude, you've been engaging him for months already. And let me tell you, DA's on a trip right now. I don't think he even knows what you posted. So what happened is either someone else got offended and claimed that they were offended, or you said something that Facebook didn't like. But that's never happened to me. And I don't understand why. It only happened on DA. Lewis.
Well, I reported nothing. I don't report jack.
I know you didn't. But he's jumping all over me, and I'm, Lewis, it's now 10:10 in the morning. I don't give a rat's ass. Or 10:10 at night. I don't give a rat's ass. DA didn't even know the post yet. But don't worry about it. It's okay. And it kept on going. I'm like, dude, I got to wake up early.
So listen, how far into the how can I put the little trip that we had there? I guess our investigatory field trip, boots on the ground. Did he get? Did he tell you about when we got jocked up to go into the woods at night?
No, we were just starting to touch on it.
Oh, well, no. First of all, there were no park rangers.
No, we never saw one.
Not a one. I mean, nobody. And DA, I after we parted, I went. Oh wait, no, let me back up. When we went to the welcome center, that little lady behind the cash register over there, who we purchased a couple of trinkets from,
yeah.
I asked her specifically. I said, I don't see any Dogman paraphernalia here. I said, do you know much about the Dogman? She looked at me, looked the other way, and totally ignored me. Would not answer me.
Yep.
So
that was the reaction I got from a lot of people.
So going forward now, after we parted ways, and by the way, Roger, I got DA to sign my book for me. My
impressive
book. He even drew a little picture of you in there, so I really thought that was great.
I'm just kidding. A picture of me?
No, I'm only kidding.
Was I a fat stick figure, or was I just a stick figure? Just curious.
It was like a little balloon, you know? I mean, it wasn't...
Oh, the airhead that I am. Yeah, with two little hands
and body. But anyway, going forward, after we parted ways, I asked two more people, and there was a gun shop. I figured, somebody would know there. And then there was a sporting goods shop. And they looked at me like, I had 6 heads. So it just was not a good time down there, I'll tell you, with people wanting to give you any information.
Yeah, I ran into the same problem.
Now, I want to say that I didn't ask some 26, 27-year-old guy. Both times, these people, I would say, were maybe in their early 60s, possibly 70, this one fellow, because, I mean, he really had some heavy-duty white hair. And in the sporting goods store, and like he just shook his head and he goes, I don't want to talk about it. What do you mean you don't want to talk about it? Do you know anything? I pressed the issue and the guy just walked away from me. People were nice in Western Kentucky, but when it came to talking about the Dogman, they were totally rude.
I had one of two reactions. Anytime I talk to somebody, we're picking up somebody's that. Okay, guess I don't hear it now. But I was hearing an echo there. I got one of two reactions. Either they'd go, "No, I've never heard anything about that," and the way they said it, you knew they were just pulling the wool. And the other one was just an absolute. I'm not talking about that. I spoke to somebody in law enforcement. I don't want to blast anybody out, so I won't say what department. But he was like, "That didn't happen in my county. I'm not allowed to talk about it. As far as I'm concerned, it didn't happen." And he walked off.
I'm not allowed to talk about it, of course.
Okay, folks.
Even after I identified myself as former law enforcement.
Sorry, DA. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick announcement, very quickly. And once we get to 40 likes today, we're going to be handing out a book, The Nightmare Hunter. We're going to purchase the book. We're going to email it to you via Kindle. So it will be purchased by us, and it will be given to you. So we're going to need that, and we're going to give it before the program ends. Don't worry, we're not going to do one of our marathons. I have to get up early tomorrow. I have to go to work. But we will do what we will do. But we may give out another book as well, depending on how many likes we get. We're already at 14, so we're really excited about that. If we get up to 40, we will be giving out a book today, the Kindle version of the Uncanny Valley. And I may have a special drawing in the month of August from everyone that gives us a like. And if you give us more than one like on the Nightmare Hunter, Monday Night America, and the upcoming Traveling Across the Universe, but we'll talk about that a little bit later, we will be giving out a paperback version of the book. So that will be for the month of August. So stay tuned on those details. Now, I do have several announcements other than the Nightmare Hunter Uncanny Valley being out. So I'm looking forward to that. Someone said they sent an invite to Cam.
I did.
Okay. All right. Do apologize. I didn't see that one. So I had some other announcements that I wanted to get to very quickly. We were thinking of talking about the Uncanny Valley tonight, but I am a tad unprepared. So we're going to continue with the Land Between the Links. We're going to talk about some breaking news, if we've heard any about sightings across the United States and around the world. And we're also going to be starting what we were talking about for the longest time about going over the DA novels. And we're not going to do Ragnarok Rising because that is an animal in and of itself. Unfortunately, we won't. But we are going to be more than likely starting with the Apex Predator books, which I believe is the first one. Do we have DA the universe on this page? Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
the new one. There it is. So it would be Wolf Moon. So we're going to start getting to them, and we're going to see what's going to happen. DA, are you on next Saturday?
No, I will not be in Springfield this coming Saturday. I'll be in St. Louis, but I'm going to do a DAX on Wednesday.
Where are you going to be? Why in St. Louis?
Because my oldest son, he was transferred for his job to the branch in St. Louis, and on Saturday I'm helping him with the box truck.
Absolutely awesome, folks. That is absolutely awesome. So there's going to be also, I want to update everyone. There's going to be some scheduling because we are introducing a new program to the rotation. So I know I have bad news for a few people, but for the month of August and through September, Monday night is going to have a 3-program rotation just for August and September. So we've begun the rotation. It is the Nightmare Hunter, it is Monday Night America, and then it is Trekking Across the Universe, and we start again. Because the anniversary of Star Trek is in September, and we've got a lot of stuff planned for the 55th anniversary. So there's going to be some changes in August and September. But DA will carry the weight. Nick will carry the weight. They know what to do. So it's all good in the hood.
I'll be there with them. Don't worry.
Well, I'm still going to be here. I'm just going to be changing the vibe a little bit in August and September. That's all, folks. The 55th anniversary of Star Trek is coming up. Also, there's going to be a special program tomorrow. Michael Day and yours truly. We are going to be... I've got my results from Ancestry.com. And I got them at 5:44 this morning driving to work. I lost my mind. And I'm going to do an episode on that tomorrow at about the same time, maybe 7 p.m. So Michael Day and I are going to be going over my Ancestry results. I'm surprised. One of my insensitive jokes, it is now racist because I am not of that. I told everyone constantly, and I guess I'll give it away right now. Every time I would interrupt the conversation, people would give me a look like, I'm sorry I interrupted. You know, my big Persian nose got in the way. And I always believed that I had Persian heritage in me. Well, it turns out I got a big fat donut. Not 1 ounce. Not even a whisper of Persian. So now for me to use that joke becomes terribly insensitive. Let me guess, you're Swedish, Roger. No, but I do have some northern climes in me. It has long been discussed that we have relatives from the north. I'm predominantly Spaniard and Mesoamerican, but we've always known that of our European heritage, and we always knew someone came from the north. Well, two of them came from two places further up north. Surprised us. So, um, if you guys have seen The Man for All Seasons, that movie, the line that oh my God, Thomas More says to the guy that betrays him when he's wearing the medallion, he says to him, so what is your title? He gives him some great title. He's like Exchequer of Wales. And he says, yes, to sell one's soul, for the world is one thing. But let's keep kicking her out, DA. But to sell one's soul for the world is understandable. But for Wales? So that may be a hint, folks. I have a little bit of Welsh in me, which surprised me. But that was not the only surprise. It is really cool. I'm going to be doing the program tomorrow. I'm really excited about it. I'm terribly jazzed. I told Michael I was going to wait and do it live. I couldn't wait. It took me 15 minutes to check everything out, and I was blown away. There's only one other person other than Michael Day that has seen my results, and that is DA. And I'm going to say, were you surprised?
Yeah, actually, it was.
Yeah. Folks, you got to do it. You got to do either Ancestry.com, Heritage, 23andMe, whatever it is, whatever you want to do. But I recommend you do it. So I have my results. A lot of it I knew, but I'm really jazzed about it. I'm just terribly. It really made my day. I now have a greater idea of my family line, and I have a tiny bit of trivia. I've traced back to my 16th grandfather to the Canary Islands. My 16th great grandfather on my mother's side was born in 1422, guys.
Wow.
His son, my 15th, his wife was born in 1420. I'm not kidding. So my 15th maternal great grandmother is actually older than my 16th great grandfather on my mother's side. That's crazy. But I babble way too much. Numbers are going down. Neoma. Good evening, Neoma. How are you? Oh, sorry.
Now can you hear me?
I hear you now, yes.
I forgot to turn on my microphone.
You're okay. So, folks, that's going to be tomorrow where we're going to do that one. Well, okay, here we go. He is part Welsh and Bigfoot, but new breed of big nose. I like it. Yeah, we'll see. Folks, for the longest time, I've been mistaken for Persian. It's funny, but not an ounce. Not even close, huh, DA? Based on
Nope.
the map, I am European, Mesoamerican, and another continent, which did surprise me. So I'll do that in tomorrow's episode. But anyway, good evening, Naoma. Again, good evening, Nick. I'm babbling way too much. And DA, thank you guys for joining us. Let's continue, please, with the LBL stuff, man. That was really cool. You guys had some stuff going on, didn't you?
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
it was. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Most likely in October. I still haven't had a chance to post up all the pictures I took. And just to back up a little bit, the original field investigation that we were going to do got canceled until October, but I said I was going to go there, and DA said he was going to be there, so I figured I might as well meet him there and do a little advanced recon of the area, which was a good thing because because of DA, I did pick up a map that shows all the cemeteries. So it'll help pinpoint the area where the massacre had occurred. Something else we found out, because we were right there, I mean, boots on the ground does a lot of stuff. It gives you a lot of info, right, DA? I mean,
Yes, it does.
we were coming out of one of the back roads, and we noted that fellow from many months ago, and I really don't want to have to bring up his name, but the guy that claimed he was a survivor.
Oh, I already did.
He said that he turned left, I believe, and when he came down the road, and he was picked up by a farmer. Well, all he had to do, I mean, Jody Cook was correct. All he had to do was turn right, and bam, right there was the Welcome Center. I don't know how much help he would have gotten, but I would think that back then that the Welcome Center would have been manned, by more people than just that little old lady that we saw yesterday, right? DA,
You'd think.
I mean, that's like what, 40 some odd years ago, and
Yeah.
because of the cutbacks and COVID and all that stuff, they didn't really have any park rangers or anybody else around. I mean, no one, absolutely no one around, which is one of the reasons why I'm glad we got jocked up, because I wanted to be able to protect myself.
Exactly.
I got to tell everybody, I don't go out there to hunt or kill things, but I do have a right to protect myself. So both DA and I both had big canisters of bear spray and other assorted paraphernalia. I showed DA in person my electronic flashbang and the laser I had there, and I mean I had all my equipment that I'd have to use to be able to deal with something, whether it be a bear, mountain lion, dogman, Sasquatch. I don't care what it is. I think that bear spray, that canister I had, would put a hurting on them a little bit at least.
I would think so, yes.
And we
That's
both
pretty unpleasant stuff.
We'd both be spraying them. It would be really a lot of fun. But we went down every possible, back road that we could find, and
Including some things that weren't really roads.
yeah. And good thing we were in my Humvee, because the Hummer's got all-wheel drive all the time, and going over and different rocks and stuff, and going up the hills and down the little valleys. And I think I almost missed a roadway near the Nickel Cemetery there.
Came pretty close.
I mean, I didn't see it because the nose of the vehicle was up high, and then I was coming down. Almost missed that roadway. But I think we could have gotten out easy enough because, like I said, with the all-wheel drive, that thing would have pushed us right out. But every place we went, Roger, there was like the only sound was the bugs. That was about it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. But at one point, I heard a noise in the bushes. I don't know if DA heard it at the time, but I was like, I'm wondering what this is. I hit it with my main flashlight over there, lit up the area. Nothing was there, but it was like a deep from a chest type of a growl. And I know the next day when we went back, it was during the daytime, DA had spotted something large and dark right near a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, Nick, I want to interrupt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Larry Nemecek. Thank you for joining us, Larry. How are you, young man?
I'm doing fine, Roger. We had a late dinner and this almost slipped by me, but then I didn't want to stand you up. So it's great to see everybody and great to join you.
Larry, ladies and gentlemen, for those that know and don't know, Larry also is in one of the other universes that I inhabit, but he is one of the lords of those universes. Larry is known as Dr. Trek. He is an author, and he has quite a bit of knowledge when it comes to Star Trek, among other things. He is known as Dr. Trek in pretty much fandom, right, Larry?
Yeah, because professionally, I would never deign to... No, I'm kidding.
That is cool. Hey, Larry, I do want to welcome you, of course, and we have our co-host. You have two other authors on with you, D.A. Roberts, of course,
yep,
and Neoma Finn. and of course Nick Valente. Nick, would you tell Larry where you are from and what you do?
Yeah, where is everybody? I'm curious, but go
Oh,
ahead.
we'll do that right now. Yes.
Well, I hail from New Jersey, and let's see. I do some off the books things sometimes, but most of the times I do cryptozoology.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and here's Dream. Hey,
Yes. Good evening, Thomas. So
Okay.
we have New Jersey. Go ahead, introduce yourself, Dream, please.
I'm Thomas Dream from Louisiana. Let's go.
Yes. Formerly Los Angeles.
Yep.
Actually, not far from where I work. 2 blocks from where I work in Downey, dude. But that's besides the point. DA, of course, where are you at right now in the world?
Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Neoma?
Just out of Nashville, Tennessee.
You know, usually, folks, I'm on these programs with everyone that's kind of like near the Mississippi east. And now I have a kindred spirit. Larry is closer to me than any of you are, man. For once, I feel like the West Coast is...
I knew I had a reason to get out of bed this morning. Okay.
I was just going to say, if you need a realtor, I can certainly find one for you if you feel like you need to move.
Oh, yes. I'm going to move to Tennessee. Yeah. Maybe when I retire on March 28, 2024, but we'll see. But that's neither here nor there. But, ladies and gentlemen, all kidding aside, I did ask Larry to join us because he does quite a bit in the Star Trek universe. He has, Larry, DA will tell you that I was looking for the map book. You know I have it.
Oh,
I've shown it in several books
there,
and stuff. Yeah, there it is. And it's absolutely
my
beautiful.
My light battery just went out. Oops. No.
Actually, you're still okay, though. The image is clear. You're a lot clearer than I am, let me tell you. But you've written several books, and if you would tell us about them right now, I guess start with the book that even I mentioned, because I think it's beautiful. It is a genuine collector's item. I love it. We're doing a role play on another program, and I whipped out the book. I said,
"No, are you talking about? Are you talking about the maps? Or are you talking about the companion?"
We can start with the maps first, and then we'll go over the companion.
No, I want to know what you whipped out when you were role playing.
I apologize.
Paper, I should say. I'm talking about printed material. Yeah.
I flinched, Larry, but it was a Star Trek role play, so we'll stick with that.
Okay.
But it was the map book, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay. Well, a lot of people, which I was hoping, a lot of people use the maps for gaming on, like ship to ship, depending.
Well, let me tell you, it's working for me because someone was pointing something out. I pulled out the map, and I was on screen looking at, hey, which way are we going? Which was absolutely awesome. I did brag about having that book, but it is beautiful. Would you tell us? Cool. Well, tell the audience what that is, that book.
Well, I was privileged. I mean, I did the Next Generation Companion back in the days, and I love having kids who are now, have grandkids go, oh, I had this. This was the first book I bought with my own money, or whatever. This was my favorite Christmas gift of all time. But so the companion was a real close thing. It was really big for me because that's kind of what got us out to LA from Oklahoma. But no, the maps was the first felt like cool thing like that anybody had got to do in a long time, and they came to me about it. Publishers that were connected with Amazon came, and it's basically a set of maps. It's straight ahead maps, but also some funky historical and different cultures, and it's all canon. It's all from on-screen source. Except I fill in the gaps on a lot of things, and they've been taken to heart now. So and I was the last generation. I mean, it's Michael Kuda's system that finally became canon, and then Jeff Mandel did the book in 2002 that I helped with. But Jeff and I go way back to the 70s doing star mapping, and there were 2 iterations. There was the thing in the technical manual, and then there was a short-lived map book set that came out in 1980. And right about the time of the motion picture, but then finally, Mike Okuda with the show with Next Generation did what was on screen, and that's what all the creators have used since. And then he kept fleshing it out, and then Jeff in the Enterprise era, and then I kind of took it over and did these kind of the huge wall map idea with the book that tied them all together, and it's been just a hoot. So I'm standing on a lot of other people's shoulders, but also contributing to it as well. And we updated for the first year of Discovery through that time, and probably in 3 or 4 more years, we'll do another update. So, but until then, there's plenty there for people to chew on.
Oh my goodness, it's absolutely gorgeous. It is one of my items that I have. I had it at work, and on my Facebook feed, it shows one time because I went to the HR manual deliberately because I was trying to prove a point, and right next to it was that one. And people were like, Raj, that's your... I'm like, yes, that's what I have up there. Sadly, no one noticed the book that was to the right, which was the Klingon book by your favorite author, D.A. Roberts. Remember that one? We even talked about it. I forget the name of the book right now.
Kalis.
Kalis, yes, I had it.
Oh, yeah.
I only had 2 books right there. I had the HR book, Kalis, and the map book, which is absolutely awesome. But I'm spending quite a bit of time on that. Folks, we do have his link, LarryNemecek.com down there.
Well, thank you.
Check it out.
Yeah.
He also has Portal 47, which you can tell us about in a moment. But I asked Larry to join us today because he is he's got some things going on. Thank goodness. Hopefully he can get it done. I don't think they're going to shut us down, Larry, but things aren't looking good. But what do you have planned in Nevada?
Oh, right. Well, yeah, just talking about overlapping fandom and real world.
Yes.
And it's like everything else. 2 months ago, everybody was looking forward to, getting over this COVID thing, the pandemic, and then this Delta variant's come back and beating up on people. And now Clark County, Nevada, Las Vegas, aka when it's not 2020, the home of Star Trek Las Vegas, which Creation Entertainment does, which has been around, nearly 20 years. Be 20 years next year. People were looking forward to coming back and being able to be halfway normal again. And now that's not happening. And Clark County is under, masking and all that. But it's horrible spiking. And here in LA County, it's doing the same thing. And my concern, most people I know are vaccinated, but the concern is with the kids. And now they're figuring out that you can be vaccinated and be infected. And even if you're not suffering, you can be a carrier to unvaccinated people. And if they're adults, I'm not going to care about them. They're supposed to be adults, but I'm worried about kids that have no choice. And a lot of people I know that have grandkids or they have kids that they're teaching or whatever, and they're around classrooms. It's just a nightmare. And a lot of the guests have bailed, and a lot of, there are dealers and a lot of fans that do a lot of activity, and a lot of people are pulling out mainly because they either look after elderly parents or that don't want to put them through the trial of even if they've been vaccinated, or they've got kids that haven't been. So it's just, caused a whole ripple effect, and a lot of people are pulling out. And so we were already expecting half as big a effort, and none of the foreign foreign fans can come because they've all got 2-week, lockdowns coming and going, and a lot of people can't afford to lose the time. And so it was already going to be diminished, but so many people have wanted to get out after losing a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it's a week away. It'll be a week. We're leaving a week from tomorrow. We're driving, which made it easier to go ahead and go. But
That's right.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you want to tell us what happens on August 10th, and then maybe on August 11th as well, if it's going to come to pass?
Sure. Yeah. I'll let you know if you want. Yeah.
Would you like to tell the audience about it?
Oh, what do you mean? Just come back on the sure? Yeah.
Oh yeah. The Kirk Memorial Valley of Fire.
What are you whipping out now, Rob?
I know. I apologize. You do some guided tours, and is there still time for people to buy in if they were interested?
I'm sorry. We've just about. It's not going to make. We have the one day that we do out of Vegas up to Valley of Fire where Kirk was killed in Generations, and there's 2 or 3 other things we can do on that as well. And it's the world is just too weird. Okay. So we offered it, but it's not going to make. Tomorrow is officially the deadline, but we've had like two. We needed 8 people, and we've had 2 nibbles. And I think there's just so many people are just, wobbly about it. So, but thank you though. When we're in the normal time next year, we're going to offer the big multi-day tour in April before the new official licensed Trek tour. But we go to Trek film sites around LA. And then when you're on vacation, I have a little company called Trekland Treks that we do day tours, and I work with people to choose their own stops. So, and that's at treklandtreks.com, and that's that's waiting everybody to calm down after the pandemic's ended too. But I missed that. I was just ramping it up, and then everything shut down. I just had 5 or 6 of those, and then yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. I should have been paying attention. I should have been thinking about that. But maybe, I guess not this time around, but for upcoming, when everything starts to get back to normal, where can people find these tours? Where would they look? Obviously your website, but where on your website?
Yeah, everything would get out to you. You can go to treklandtreks.com. And sometimes we have special ones. I was going to offer a special one for Gene Roddenberry. I was going to create a whole new one for Gene Roddenberry's 100th anniversary birthday this year. And Roddenberry.com is doing a centennial. The pandemic shot holes in all of this. They were going to do a lot of big events, and it's been reduced down, and a lot of online activity going on. But next spring, it'll still be the year. His birthday's August 19th. So
yes.
Next spring, we may reoffer this. But it was going to be a 2-day tour around his life places, like where he grew up and where he lived, and the LAPD, as well as Paramount and Desilu and some other studios and things. So, but yeah, if people are interested and they just want to see what it's all about, go to treklandtreks.com or go to my main website, LarryNemecek.com, and look at the tours tab and follow that. So.
Yeah, I was checking that out right now. And folks,
and just so everybody's clear, this is, James's Star Trek tours up in upstate New York. Those are sets, and they're awesome, and they're licensed, and that's all cool. But we go to locations like, Vasquez Rocks is the big one, but and a lot of other places. There's a menu of over 40 places you can go to, including now from Picard series. And we go to 4 in a day with lunch, and I help you work it out so it makes sense. And a lot of people, we were just starting to ramp up and have a lot of fun, and then the pandemic happened. So, looking forward to that, getting back to that.
I hear you. But you're going to the convention, which is in Las Vegas. So I understand there have been few cancellations, right? Almost everyone is still set to go to that one, right?
There are a lot. Some of the headliners have gotten the Discovery people all had to pull out because they had a COVID delay when they started. They're still shooting, and they couldn't make it down. And Canada has had my partner in crime on the big tour, Terrace Cassidy. He's debating, but now like people like Nikki DeBoer, who played Esri Dax on DS9, she's Canadian. She wasn't going to be able to come, but apparently Canada's going to lift its 2-way travel ban on the 9th. So like barely in time. So she's now coming down. And I think Brandon Braga was shooting a movie in Canada, and he had really wanted to come down for Jerry Taylor's reappearance in front of fans for the first time in 30 years panel. And he was trapped in Canada. But apparently Canada's opening up. So we'll see how that goes. But that's the kind of thing. It's like all these ripples and complications and hiccups have been affecting a lot of people of all different levels. And, and it's just this one show. But a lot of people were so looking forward to it after a year. It's crazy. And so we'll see. We're driving, so that'll make it easier, and we'll have a car there and won't be trapped. But we'll see.
Hopefully, Larry, on one of our Star Trek programs, we could bring you back and we could talk about what happened over in Nevada. It'd be fun because some of us aren't able to go. Wanted to go, but
well, I know you're catching all flavors here tonight, so I didn't want to. Don't let me overwhelm everything. But
not at all, Larry. As a matter of fact, I mentioned to everyone that you were going to be on for at least a set amount of time. I wanted to make sure I get everything. Can you tell everyone about Portal 47? What that is?
So Portal 47 is before the COVID and before everybody Zoomed, before everybody learned what that was. For 5 years, I've had This is our 6th year coming up. Portal 47 is basically I say it's for all the Star Trek fans who had no idea how much Star Trek they had no idea about. But we go backstage, talk to all the creatives that worked on the shows because the actors get all the attention, and the backstage folks can get from top producers and writers and designers down to the stand-ins and stunt people and the secretaries and all kinds of things. But people have good stories, and people have a lot of pictures and photos that have never been seen that are great. And just giving a lot of texture with the trivia for the people that are really ready to deep dive. And it's all year long, so I say it's like a mini con all year long. And it's a paid package of 6 or 8 items every week, including 3 live events. We do a live roundtable called Ask Dr. Trek for the Europeans and for the Americans on their times, and then we have a guest every month. And then coming up in October, I'm about to nail down which of 2 guests it's going to be, but we have an open house every year that's free to everybody. So if you're interested in that, it's free for everybody to come in. We do some giveaways on that's a special for the world. And that'll be October, I think, 13th, but usually on a Wednesday night. So if you're interested, just go to LarryNemecek.com and get on the mail list, and you'll hear all about it.
Cool.
No, I just want to say, usually the background people, the not necessarily background, but like the behind the scenes people, usually have the best stories.
And and some of them, the people from, and we've had some original series people, which has been awesome. And I just got to go up and talk to Ralph Sininsky. I know he's been interviewed again lately. I thought I'd missed my window with him because 5-6 years ago I was trying to make contact, and he's up in Monterey, which is 4 hours, 5 hours north, and I never quite made it. And I was like, oh, I've lost him. But then he started popping up again. He's 98, but he directed like 6 episodes. The weirdest thing was he got fired from Tholian Web for not his fault, which is really strange because he had done The Spores. He did This Side of Paradise, and he did Metamorphosis with Zephyr Cochrane, the original, and 2 or 3 more. Obsession with the Vampire Cloud. He was one of the good directors, but he remembers all the stuff. He's like, well, that was a Thursday, so on Friday morning, you're like, oh my God, they told us that Jill Ireland had measles, and so I had to rejigger. We had to change locations on Friday morning, and I'm like, wow, okay, you remember the day. But he's awesome. He's awesome. So
have you made first contact
with?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I missed that. I made first contact with
the guy you're speaking with, the guy you're talking about.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Oh, yes. No, I did finally get up there. Yes, and I did a recording, and then we've been cutting it up and using it on the Trek Files, which is my podcast for Roddenberry. We've done one of them. Yeah, and then he was a guest on Portal 47 Live, and everybody could see him on camera.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry about that. I left you hanging. Yeah.
No, actually, hey. It's all good. But haven't been very clear.
You get it. You get it, though, about the backstage people. And it's not just about telling stories. It's like there are so many people that have passed on, like Michael Pillar's gone now, much less the original series people. And the people that knew them can talk about them, fresh.
Well, I completely irrelevant, but just how I relate to it. I used to do like extra work in movies and stuff back in the day. And my favorite thing was just, when I was taking breaks or whatever over at the craft table, hearing like the best boy electrician and the gaffer and over there talking about like, hey, so-and-so, his nose fell off. So we had to reattach it with this and we had to do this and standing too close to so-and-so. And then they end up going back to their trailer and what they're doing in there. So-and-so was an hour late and got royally chewed out by a producer or director, and then makeup had to get rid of his red eyes and and they had to hide his cocaine
or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, hey. There's a lot of
but it's not. But I mean, it's not. A lot of it is just like I love to do when I interview people, like over the years for the books and everything. It's like, what was the road not taken? What did you almost do? Who did you almost cast?
Yeah.
Or what got cut? All that kind of thing. Yeah.
Like guest spots that never happened that were supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We almost had such and such come on, and there's a lot that they can tell you and fill you in on. That sounds awesome, man.
Well, but that like my Next Gen Companion book. That's what I tried to cram that on very little time. That's what I tried to cram into that. So that's always been my bread and butter. I love doing that because until now everybody has an Instagram account, so you're watching anything, much less Star Trek, and here's the second assistant, craft table guy putting his stuff up. But back in the day, all those people had all that stories, and there was no way for it to get out. So, and there's still an awful lot that's not out there. Not everybody has an Instagram, so
there's still so many people out there, and I look forward to the interviews that you're going to have on Portal 47. And you talk about it on Trekland Tuesdays on Facebook, and you have another one on Saturday, right?
Yeah, we start. So Trekline Tuesdays Live was just me doing a little, hour and a half thing with fans
Which is awesome. I watch
Q&A. And it was also like the rise of all the stupid, I call it toxic YouTubers, all the stupid that was out there floating around. So it was like a chance to kind of knock that down. Now there's a lot more out there helping out. But for a while, 4 years ago, like there was nobody doing that. But I still tried, and I always try to do something that's not, you don't see it 15 other places. Like it's a little bit different take on things. But with the pandemic, a friend of mine, it's a geek psychologist, Ali Matu, we started a live show, and now we podcast it too, called Life Support Live. We're going boldly through uncertain times, and we mix up Star Trek and just, tips for daily living. And we have a theme every week, and sometimes we have a watch along. But it's been awesome. And we have just a great community with both of those. And that's what's kept me fresh the last year. And they're global. And Portal 47, we have Europeans and Australians. And so all of those are great ways to, because we get into blinders in the States about Star Trek or sci-fi or media or the pandemic. And it's great to have people from around the world reminding you how they're ahead or how they're behind on something. Yeah.
No, it is really cool. Like I said, I've enjoyed the program. You've been on for several times. I've liked it. You've given me a shout out. Made my day, Larry, let me tell you. I was at work. I'm like, oh my God, did you hear that? When Larry called out my name on his program. So I'm sorry.
Roger, you need to get a life, boy. What are you?
Hey, I'm here, but it's all good. Larry, I do want to thank you because you did. This was a last minute invite done late last week, and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's always great. I'm not sure what you have planned, Larry, but we do have a cryptid program, as I mentioned. Do you have any, switching gears a little bit, do you have any stories or anything you want to share with us? Any experiences that you may have had being an Okie out there? Did you ever come across any things that go bump in the night, either in the house or out in the yard? Anything? You got any stories there, Larry? Personal experiences?
Anything that goes thump, growl, bump?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. I said bump, yeah. It takes an author to clarify.
So, so when I was back home, when I was in college, I didn't go to OU or OSU. I went to a smaller state school called, because I wanted to get, was around Norman, so I wanted to get away from home when I got to 18. But our smaller state college, it was a university, but there was about 20 miles away, one of the towns that I drove past, there was a big cemetery. And for a while there was a fad somewhere to go out and go to cemeteries at night and just look around and poke around. And there were these stories, and gosh, now I can't remember the name of it. But it was up near Sasakwa and Sacred Heart. It was Sacred Heart Cemetery. And we were which was part of the fun. One of the guys in our group was a city guy, and he was afraid of cattle, which was kind of weird. So I could spook him just by coming up and, going or something. And that would spook him. But we found a grave. There was like a grave that was killed by human wolves, and everybody was all freaked out about that. And I said, it was probably somebody that was either racist or some girl that was raped and died or something, and they put a poetic thing on the stone. But we did some spooky stuff like that. But there was our theater there, we had there was a fire in the 40s, and somebody supposedly died, and there were stories about the grid walker being up in the rafters. And if you were dead, there were 2 or 3 seances done on stage, like overnight things. I'm scambling around here trying to help you out. Oh, and just 5-6 years ago, when I was back home for SoonerCon in Oklahoma City, one of the guests, somebody was talking about there was a lake outside, just 20 minutes away, but out in the country, that was supposed to be in a weird area, paranormal area, and she got me and 2 other guys to go down with her, and we went out and had some interesting experiences around this. I don't know what the story was. I don't know if there was somebody had died or there was some unfortunate thing happened, but nothing fancy. But it was a little something unusual happened. I can't remember what it was now, but it wasn't big. It wasn't sure. You couldn't do a movie on it, but it was a little odd. And I was like, okay, fine, we'll go. But it was like, oh, that was interesting.
Don't be surprised if they could do a movie about it. After all, there are 4 or 5 Sharknadoes.
Oh my god, you beat me to Sharknado. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, how far can you push this concept? Yeah.
If that plot was any thinner, it'd be 1-ply toilet paper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Larry,
Okay.
I still think porcupines in a tornado would be scarier.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned a city, Shashaqua, or what was it?
Oh, Sasakwa?
Oh, Sasakwa. DA, how far is that from you up there in Missouri?
I
east
don't
of
even know where it's at in
You
Oklahoma.
have to. It's in Pot. Oh, I started to say it's in Pot County, Pottawatomie County, which everybody called Pot County.
Gosh, why?
With 2 T's. With 2 T's.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you're just up the.
That's
You're
when
just
you're
up the
really
turnpike.
stoned.
Up
Yeah.
I-44. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Although
just
it's
straight
not-
down I-44. We're
Yeah.
maybe 60 miles from the state line, 70 miles from the state line.
Does VisionCon still exist?
Yes, it does.
Oh wow. Okay. I was a guest. Janet and I were guests on a year when they had us come up, and then they went broke and couldn't pay us.
Really? Yeah, it's back. Although it's
days
kind of
back.
up in limbo right now because Brandon, the guy that was the showrunner, passed away from COVID
Oh.
just a
Okay.
few months ago.
Wow. I'm sorry. I
he's a
didn't.
really good
This
guy.
was a generation back. This was like in the late '90s.
Yeah, it late 90s. It kind of almost died, and then it got saved by a labor of love from a lot of people putting in a lot of free time on their own, and now it's kind of starting to build back where it was.
Oh, good.
They moved it to Branson for a while, and now it's back in Springfield.
Because they thought Branson could handle facilities, or
Because they got a good deal on the facility, and you had so much dining and all the other shows there. They thought it would be a bigger draw, and it really didn't work out.
because sci-fi fans didn't want to go to Branson.
Right, pretty much. when you think
I can
sci-fi,
smell that one coming. Yeah.
when you think sci-fi, Branson, Missouri is not the top destination you think about.
Unless it's a very specific angle of sci-fi, like
Yeah.
let's go see how weird and wacky late 20th century America can be. Yeah. I don't know, like a WandaVision approach or a Stranger Things approach or something. Yeah. Other than that, it's not gonna do you. I'm
Unless you got Bill Shatner retired doing a monologue show up there where he's doing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds again.
or you have Jonathan doing some kind of spooky Could it have happened? Not a chance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. He did those. Jonathan Frakes, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, he did those.
I can't remember the name of that show.
Yeah,
It was a good one. I watched Fact or Fiction.
Yes, because they've been making memes out of them all over the place lately. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to.
Not at all. You've got several things going.
No, I know. I'm just trying to find where Sacred Heart was. What
okay.
it was near. No, I'm on the topic here. I'm with you. It was out by Kanawha, which was I was saying Sasaku. On the highway west of Kanawha. Yeah, this is northeast of Ada.
I think that's 4 or 5 hours from me.
Oh yeah,
Not too bad.
yes.
Because LBL was only 5.5, almost 6 hours, so that wasn't too bad.
LBL. That's the land between the lakes, right?
Yeah, it's in the Kentucky-Tennessee border.
Okay, so that was actually east from.
Yeah, it was almost straight east, actually.
So, geez. Okay.
So I mention it because it's about the same distance. About 5 hours.
LBL. I love how you just wrap. That's a term that they use. Land between the lakes.
It was originally called Land Between the Rivers until the Tennessee Valley Authority dammed those 2 rivers and created a massive lake, and it cut an area off almost like a giant peninsula in the middle of it, and it's 170,000 acres of pristine forest, and they have a lot of weird sightings there. In fact, there was a creature that's a werewolf-like creature they call the Beast of LBL, and that's why I went. I went to look into the story and also researching for one of my books.
It's cool how he came with his own tagline and everything.
Yeah.
Of LBL, yeah, alliteration. Very kind to be alliterative.
Yes.
Well, DA, if you have any extra footage, I know you posted a video or two, but if you have any footage, if you send it my way, I'd love to take a look at it.
Okay,
See if I can
sent
catch some stuff.
I sent the bigger files to Josh to try to get compressed down so I can put them on here. But
Okay.
I can send you the uncompressed files if you want to look at them.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can see something.
I never did see anything on film. That that doesn't mean you won't because you've got eagle eyes. But I wear bifocals, so
Larry, just so you know, the type of creature that they're talking about is famous for hanging out around cemeteries.
yes,
You might
it
have been
is.
watched by one and you didn't even know it.
Might have been, and that was not just a cow over there. That was something. No,
It was a werecow.
it was a werecow. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was weird because the cattle were grazing in the cemetery.
Yeah.
It was bizarre, but you know,
That sounds like my redneck family. That's something they would do.
yeah.
Zombie
My fam-
cows.
My family cemetery is in the middle of a cow pasture. When someone dies, they have to put up a rope fence and chase away the cows so we can get out there and bury them.
Yeah.
They
No,
go out and clean
no fence at all, right?
No, not normally. No,
Yeah.
they're just
So they can
wandering
free
around
range
out
over this.
Mhm.
Yep. Have they lost any stones? Like topped any stones over or anything?
No, but there have been a lot of splattered stones over the years.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, the cows aren't dumb. They don't. Why would they go bumping unless there was like a domino effect or something?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cows are actually not very smart either. But
Doing them a favor by eating them.
yeah.
Well, I can't have any right now, so thank you.
You're more than
Don't worry,
welcome.
I'm eating your share.
And
No,
fair enough,
okay.
Dream. I do like that.
Just barbecue today.
Folks, I'm going to switch the screen just very quickly. I'm not trying to belabor it. I want to show some of the stuff that we were talking about with Larry. Here it is on Amazon.com. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I cut you guys out on screen. It is the Star Trek Next Generation Companion. It is available via Kindle. I believe also paperback as well.
Yeah, it's been out of print for a few years, but a lot of people are still buying it and find local, cheap book places, used book places.
This is the one that we've been talking about tonight. I enjoy this one. Obviously, it's a hardcover. It's really cool. It is for the hardcore. Well, it's not necessarily the hardcore fan, but I shouldn't have said that. But it is really cool.
Yeah, do one of those other, because that's not a book. That's like a case, and inside one of those lower level pictures will show you.
There it is.
So inside is the book, and then there's 10 big maps that fold out to like 2x3.
I need to get that for my Star Trek role playing game.
Yeah.
I can tell you, it is absolutely awesome. The detail it's really cool. I got to tell you, it is something that I've had right beside me. But as we started to pack up things, I tell you, Larry, I was pissed off because I was telling DA, I got to find the book. And I found it. It was at the bottom of one of the boxes. I'm like, oh, man. It's like, oh, I'm going to have to unpack the box. I'm like, I respect Dr. Trek quite a bit, but I'm not going to unpack the box.
That just means you have to buy another copy.
I'm sorry?
I said that just means you have to buy another copy, so you don't have to unpack it.
No, I have picture proof that I have that book, so it's good. But it's really cool. He has a lot of stuff right there on Amazon. You guys can check it out. And, of course, as I mentioned, his site right there. So he did me a solid. I asked him for that favor. Larry, you're more than welcome to stay on with us. We are talking about the Land Between the Lakes, the trip that DA did this weekend.
Oh,
and
cool.
We're just shooting the breeze tonight.
Well, I thank you. I better get back to. I know
you are busy. Yes.
No. It's like I have not had a lot of family time, and I knew this, but I totally forgot. And then I was scrambling around to find the link because I knew it was a little bit. It's just the StreamYard link. So I apologize for being a little slow getting in.
Do not apologize. Not
happens
at
all the time.
But I also wanted to say, while you're talking about the maps, I do want to say all the artwork. I mean, like I oversaw the content and everything, but Allie Fries, who is amazing. She's the Nebula artist person that does a lot of different things. She's one of the artists. Ian Fullwood did some of the graphics, and Jeff Mandel himself did what I call the kitchen sink or the National Geographic, the final one that has like everything, a straight ahead time, modern tip. But some of those are like the Klingon map is all in Klingon, and then you look inside the book and it gives you the English. But there's some historical. There's an ancient Vulcan map from the time of the Romulans leaving. That's that's in there. So anyway, where we went with the Vulcan names for just the system, just the Vulcan system. So there's a lot of things, but there's plenty of good stuff for like ship to ship gamers can go and play. But Ian Fullwood and Ali Reese, and then Jeff did the one map too. I want to shout out all the artists too.
Appreciate that, Larry. That's
Yeah.
good.
But thank you
It's
for
really good stuff.
doing that.
I'm sorry that the trips aren't going to happen anytime soon because of COVID, but I do look forward to
It is
being
what
able
it
to
is.
take one myself. Yeah, I know.
We're all dealing with it. How we have to deal with it. So yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's rough. Hopefully, it will get better sooner rather than later.
Yeah. But I will let you know what happens with this Vegas. It's going to be very strange and weird. And yeah. A friend of mine got snowed in at a con in one of the cons in Baltimore. Not Shore Leave, the other one, Farpoint. Like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they had a blizzard hit them halfway through, and everybody was stuck at the hotel there outside Baltimore for like 5 extra days, and like all the food was gone. They were starting to eat each other. It was insane. They were
Wow.
totally so I don't know how this will be. It'll be something like that, but totally different. So we'll see.
Well, hopefully, it won't be like the Con of Wrath, right?
Yeah, nobody needs to relive the Con of Wrath, although apparently it keeps happening here and there. But anyway, and we're back working on the Con of Wrath, my documentary. So hopefully we'll have some news next spring on that.
I look forward,
Yay.
and maybe we'll have a chance to talk to you about that.
Yeah,
Larry,
I look forward to it.
anytime you want to
Okay,
talk
Roger.
about anything, you have announcements, projects going on, you know that,
Okay.
man. You don't even have to ask. You just say, dude, I want airtime.
Is
Got it.
that link from 9 months ago still good? We'll see. Yeah. No, thank you, Right. It's good to see you still blowing and going, and everybody hanging in, doing your things.
Yes. And folks, you're not going to get what I'm about to tell them, but both Larry, as you know, we are both activists. I respect and admire you. We fight the good fight, Larry.
I just do what I can. There's a lot of more active activists out there, but I just,
Yet you're doing something. Yeah, okay, Larry. I do. I respect and admire
I
that.
just
We're
signal
both
boost.
activists, and
Yeah.
I like that. We're on this. It's nice to be on the same page.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I like to think most people in the realms of trying to think ahead or trying to think to futures, or like how do we survive where we are to get to a future? Whether it's zombie attack or whether it's just not blow ourselves up or poison the planet or whatever. So yeah, all good things. All good things. Anyway,
Yes.
I hate to say all good things sometimes because the end of that is must end, and I don't want that. So
Yeah.
Or you can take the other one. All good things come to those who wait.
there you go. Except some people don't want to wait. They've already been waiting for a while. So yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you though, Roger. I better bug out before I.
There.
Larry, it was great to meet you.
It's good to
Good
meet
to
you,
see
sir.
everybody.
Meet you, Larry.
Yeah. Everybody stay safe where you are and do all the good things.
Again, I appreciate it, Larry.
Okay.
Thank you, and we
Thanks.
will speak again soon.
Okay.
All right, man. Peace
Trek
and
well.
love.
Have a good night,
Yes,
sir.
Trek well. Yes, I forgot. Yes, that's right. It's Trek well. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant surprise. As I said, I ambushed Larry a few days ago, and I said, hey, dude, you want some airtime? And he was like, yeah. And then I gave him the wrong email, and I screwed up.
It was like, 12 hours went by, and then or 18 hours went by, and then Well, all good. Anyway, good to see everybody. Thanks,
too, sir.
Roger.
Larry. All right,
Yeah.
man, take it easy.
Keep
All
on
right.
keeping on. Okay.
I will. Take it easy, man. All right, so we're going to get them out right there. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Pleasant
And then
surprise.
there were
Thank you,
four.
thank you. Yes. I've got a few shout-outs. Richard Sullivan, Jacob Hayes, Diana Jefferson. Folks, I did get another, I believe it is Aramaic. I may be mistaken. I apologize. I'm unable to read it. That's due to my ignorance, but we did get a like from an individual as well. So I do apologize that I'm not able to read it, but we thank you. We're up to 18 likes. We're going to go and continue. Nick got an emergency call. What a shock. I'm sure he got a dogman call. And
That
he's got
terrifies me when Nick says I got an emergency call, I gotta go. That terrifies the living crap out of me.
He's had 3 of them over the last, DA, maybe 6-7 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and one of them, he was with us late. That one, in my opinion, that one sucked. Forgive me, everyone, but that was a suckety suck one. Because we were like 3-4 hours in, and he's kicking back, and he looks at his phone. He's like, takes the call, and he just sends his message, emergency call, gotta go. Like, wow. Just like that. That one was crazy.
Well, sometimes you can't control when emergencies happen.
So anyway,
Damn dogmen.
yeah, they don't work on our schedule at all.
No, they
Bastards.
do not.
Yeah.
Heck no. But all right, DA, you can change the link. We had Larry Nemecek down there. You can go to either the Patreon or whichever one that sells the stuff. My cousin spoke to me about the book Uncanny Valley. Neoma, have you read it yet?
She edited it. She
Yeah.
edited the book.
I
You did
haven't
tell me
sat
that.
down and read it for
Dream, have you read the book?
I have not yet finished it, but
Okay.
I am damn near close to it.
I am.
It is
I am
freaking
running
awesome.
Yeah, that's what everyone's telling me.
How
So-
far are you?
So anyway, we're going to go ahead and continue to interview DA right now. I've had trouble. I guess it's when my stress level is up, folks. And I'm sorry for the wah. I'll get through this fast. When my stress level is up, I get tired very easily when it comes to reading. But I told DA, sorry, Larry, but I whipped that out again. I told DA that I whipped out. I went up from 24 to. Let me see. I went from 24% of the book to 51%.
Pretty good jump.
I'm on page 147 now. So I'm actually at chapter 16, Ravenous, of Apex Predator Horned Moon. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I still have the Wild Hunt book and then this one. So
One day you'll catch up.
I
But
was
not
ahead
today.
of you forever.
Well, I've knocked out book 2 of Ragnarok. I have
Okay, so then 1 and 2 is originally 1.
well,
Until
I don't
George
have that
Lucas over
knowledge.
here, wanted to rejigger the series.
Well, I may have actually read more because after the re-edit, some of the stuff moved around. Apparently,
A little bit.
yeah.
Thank you,
So,
George Lucas.
But yeah, I've read. I think I passed chapter 18, or I'm right past chapter 18 of Uncanny Valley, and I'm super stoked. I'm excited.
This is a
Having met
big book, isn't it? DA?
met Robert Miller changed a lot of how I read the character. And I can totally see him in that role, and it's so weird because he takes a major part in that book.
Mhm.
And of course we know this guy up here is the Nightmare Hunter, and it's just weird because like reading the book, it's like I'm watching them take a journey in my head, and it's so just trippy.
Well,
My
the trick
cousin
is
read the book, and she said it was an easy read. She has been posting it everywhere, DA.
Yeah.
And I think
gonna have to hire her to be my publicity manager.
I've there's an advertising spot open, folks, with NDB Media. We're looking for an advertising salesperson, so check it out, ndbmedia. At Facebook page. But she's been telling everyone in the family, and you have to understand, for me, it's like they're gonna see the name when they get this book, and they're gonna see Roger Noriega, and they're like, "Is that the dumbass cousin?" or some of the nieces and nephews are like, "Look, we know he's shady, but does he really do this stuff?" So I know there's gonna be a lot of questions.
Oh
But
yeah,
he has a great
especially when
line.
it comes to sharing the blanket. There will be a lot of questions.
That first day, she immediately attacked DA. Who's Elizabeth? Who's Elizabeth? And why is she blonde and blue-eyed? And I'm just sitting quiet saying, "Oh, really? Oh, really?" Oh, like
Yeah, you don't know the half of it yet, Rod.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you don't know the half of it.
I wouldn't be worried about Elizabeth.
No.
Okay, all I want to say is this is how sad my life is, that my fictional character is enjoying the fruits of life more than I am.
Yeah, wait till you read the book, bro.
Mhm.
You enjoy a lot of fruits.
Bruh. Oh my goodness. Yeah. DA sent me to look at it, and this is the one book that I did not look at in advance. Number one, I was having, as I said, I was tired reading, and but I got back into it late last night. But my goal this weekend was to interview DA and that book today. I was going to read all 3 books this weekend. No problem. I've read 2 books in a weekend, right, DA?
They're the bigger ones.
I've done it twice. The bigger ones, yeah. You remember that, folks. I've gotten through the bigger ones much more easily. Thank you, Neoma. Thank you for laughing. I said it with a straight face. Remember that.
That's before the senility kicked in.
And I heard it with a giggle.
Oh, it worked. It worked. So I am dying to read this book, but for me, it is terribly strange. I did at work. Oh my God! On Monday, that's me. My Amazon page was on all day at work, and they're like, "Hey, Raj, what are you buying?" That's what you're buying. So what do you mean? That's me. That's the Nightmare Hunter. And there are some coworkers that are like, really? They kind of knew something was up, but I did not tell anyone about this book. I didn't even tell my cousin. Didn't say a word. No one knew until I stated it on Facebook. I am the Nightmare Hunter. And people are now like, what's going on? Talk to DA. He's to blame. And I guess you're to blame too, Neoma.
Hey, I just edited it. I had a my eyes moment, but I got through it.
Oh, good God! I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I have a graphic imagination.
PG book? Oh.
Oh, you gonna?
Now he's gonna go and read that book immediately.
Yeah.
He's gonna skip the other one.
I'm gonna have all 3 belted out by Wednesday.
Well, I'll tell you this: you did not forget to pack your flare gun.
Yeah.
Nope.
It was there.
No misfires? Thank God.
No misfires.
All right, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. My cousin did tell me, though, Patty did say, she said it was very difficult for her not to read the book, or she read the book, but it was in my voice.
See, that's what I wanted to
edited
do.
the book in your voice.
Yeah, I read the
That's
book
what-
in your voice. That was great.
Neoma, you are beyond a team player. I find my voice annoying as heck.
I'm the same way by my voice, but I'm going to tell you something.
Stop it.
Roger
You have a nice
Daltrey, Roger Daltrey of the Who does not like the sound of his voice. And anybody who
That's something him and I have in common.
anybody who could belt out,
Oh, your mom got the copy?
oh boy,
Josh.
Eesh.
We are up to 21, folks. We have Tim Grimes, Josh Jones, and All Tower Media giving us likes as well. Folks, if we get up to 40, we're going to be giving out a book tonight. And who knows? 40. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say we're giving out a book tonight.
On my on my Teespring store, I'm going to upload that as a poster, so you'll be able to get
that's
that as a
cool.
poster for the wall of your office.
Oh. You weren't supposed to change the image that quickly, DA.
There you go. I'll give you a moment of privacy there for a second.
It's too late. It's forever there. That meme is going to be there forever.
Josh, I need screen caps.
maybe if we get 400 likes, Roger will reenact the blanket scene for us.
Oh, please, no. No. Well, it depends on who.
Don't even try.
He hasn't read it yet.
You
So
wrote that. Don't even.
It depends on who the
playing
other
with your mind,
character is.
Roger.
No, sorry.
If he's enacting it live, it depends on who Regina is.
He has to do it by himself
So
with an imaginary Regina.
Is that new? I'm like, okay. I try to be as decorum-like as I could on that one. It's like, alone? What the hell?
Roger could use his sock to hammer in a nail.
Okay, the funny thing is, I am so naive on many, many things. I really don't understand that, so I'm going to just let it go. But our numbers are beginning to go back up, so thank you, Dream. Everyone's like, okay, they're back to cryptids right now. And, so
let's talk about what followed you in the woods, DA.
Yeah, homie
Yes.
claws.
Well, I can't
Or is it
upload the
Bubba?
video because it's too big.
I'm sorry,
but
I'm talking about a video.
yeah, the video. Josh is working on compressing the video file for me.
Work faster, Josh.
This is where it was at. This is the Nickel Cemetery. It's just off a little 2-lane blacktop road. I set up my tripod and my camera, and I was just recording a video with me standing about where that cross piece is on that fence. And I was just standing there talking. And then I got out of the way of the camera and was just kind of panning around. And I kept hearing something, and it was clearly on 2 legs walking in the woods over to the right of this image. And you can see from the other side of the cemetery just how dense those woods are. And it's like that just immediately to the right of that where that picture was taken. I was taking an image directly into the cemetery. I couldn't see more than about 6 feet back into the woods. So I pan the camera around that way and look and see if I can see anything, hoping maybe the camera picked something up that I didn't. I didn't see anything. And there is a hiking trail back there, but it's clear enough that I can see up and down that hiking trail for quite a distance, so there's nobody on the trail. So I thought, well, maybe I heard an animal or something. And again, remember, I have yet to see an animal in the north end of LBL. In 3 days of digging around that park, I saw 0 animals in the north end of the park. Not one, not a squirrel, nothing. So I pan back away from it and go back to do my little narrative talking about, about the cemetery in the area of LBL. And then I heard it again, and I spun the camera around, and this time I went, hello? Because I thought maybe there was somebody back there. Nothing. So I go back to filming, and I had a buddy review the video for me after I'd uploaded it to Facebook, and he said he could pretty plainly hear something walking on the video. But I never did see anything. The video might have caught something. I wish I could upload it. I don't have it uploaded to YouTube yet. But I wish I could upload it and let Dream take a look at it, because Eagle Eyes would probably see something if it's there. I didn't see it, but after I got through shooting the video, I shut the camera down, put the tripod up, put the stuff in my van, and I stood there looking into the woods for about 15 minutes. And after a little bit, the sound just kind of faded away, and I didn't hear it anymore. So then I got in the van and I went and looked for the campground. But then later, when I was with Nick, we were driving one of the back roads, and I was looking to the right out of the vehicle, and we're driving very slow down this road, and the road was just barely wide enough for the SUV. He's got a little H3 Hummer, and it was just barely wide enough for the road. And I'm looking to the right, and if you can see me on camera, let me take this image down. I'll put the mic up like the tree. There was a large tree, and I could see something kind of like this at the side of the tree. And when I turned my head that direction, it turned its whole body and took off into the woods. I saw it for about 3 seconds. It was black, and what I saw sticking out of the tree was around 6 to 7 feet off the ground. But I didn't get a good look at the face, because as soon as it realized I was looking at it, it spun and was gone. So I had Nick stop. I jump out of the vehicle, and I can find spots in the leaves, because the leaf litter on the ground was thick, and I could see where the leaf litter had been churned up. But not 20 yards from where it was standing, the ground dropped off like deep, and it went into a pretty deep ravine, and there was no way in hell I was going down there without a gun.
How deep do you think was the ravine?
I probably dropped down probably 20 yards or so.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and it was fairly sheer. I mean, I could have done it, but getting back out might have been a problem.
Hey, DA, by the way, it was good seeing you getting out and walking about and doing stuff like that.
Well, I pushed harder than I probably should have. I've hurt for days over it, but I had to do it. I mean, I've been sitting on an ice pack on my recliner since I got home, but I absolutely had to do it. I mean, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I got to do quite a bit. I didn't hike as much as I would like to have. I didn't get very far away from the vehicle. And I always had my cane with me in case I needed it. But I did walk more than I normally do until the point where it started hurting. Then I'd get back in the vehicle and sit down. But a lot of it was driving slowly through some of these back roads, and some of those are completely off the grid campgrounds. Well, I wouldn't even really call them campgrounds. What we call them primitive campsites, where that people have driven 4-wheel drives back into the woods and set up campgrounds with no running water, no electricity. These are just very primitive campsites, and we checked a lot of those. That H3 could climb. We went through some really, really rough terrain, and from the descriptions that was given in the original account of the Beast LBL, I know I found this little cemetery because it called it by name, the Nickel Cemetery, and it said it was a very short distance from a visitor center, and it was 100 yards down the road from the visitor center, and it was past where the campground is supposed to be was past the cemetery, in the opposite direction of the visitor center, and we went down every road for miles around there, and we never found the campground. Nick knows Jody Cook, the head of the North American Dogman Project, and Jody's been there before, but it's been a number of years ago. So we found at the Welcome Center, they had these extremely detailed maps of the park. So Nick and I both bought one of those maps, and I'm going to have Jody mark the map, and we're going to go back. We're going to go back this fall and try to find the exact spot. And I'm 100% convinced I was within feet of it. I think that whole park, the whole campground that was there before, has been bulldozed over. And I think the reason we were within feet of it, but didn't know because of all the plant life that's grown back up. A lot of the landmarks that we were looking for were either overgrown or just not there anymore.
I think I might drive up there one day next week.
Next week.
By the way, say happy birthday to that woman. Her birthday was yesterday.
Denise Snyder.
Yeah, Denise Snyder.
All right.
Well, happy birthday, Denise.
Okay,
Is anybody saying to you yet?
Oh, no.
The nightmare
go for it,
hunter
guys.
is
No, she'll drop the program in a heartbeat.
She's
God
had to hear me
grant-
sing. She's used to it.
God has granted me many things, and I'm eternally grateful. But the Almighty does have a sense of humor.
I would embarrass all my friends whenever it was time to sing happy birthday. I'd like climb in their lap and sing like Marilyn Monroe, "Happy birthday." I always did that to my buddies. Like, get away from me, you freak.
I have a conversational voice. I do not have a Marilyn Monroe voice.
I don't either.
I would be
nor do I
arrested
have
with
the
that
figure.
voice.
Oh my goodness. Well, happy birthday, Denise.
Happy
I
birthday.
apologize.
Clearly, I don't have the figure for it.
Embrace the suck. All right, Margolin.
Push-ups. Hey, DA, speaking of, you look like you've lost a little bit of weight, man.
I'm working on it. I'm down about 20 pounds.
It's showing in your face.
Thanks, man. And I've got a long way to go to get back where I was when I got hurt. So I've got at least 60 pounds to get back where I was, but my target is to hit 220.
Oh, I missed 220. It's been a long ways away.
It's been a long road getting from there to here. Oh my God, sorry. I was having a flashback to Enterprise.
This is the
cartography also gave us a like. We're up to 22. Thank you. Sorry, DA, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. This is the entrance to Land Between the Lakes on the north end. And this is taken from across the river. This point is called the Canal Overlook. And on the opposite side of the water there, that is all the part of the north end of LBL. It still stretches for several miles to the left and probably another couple miles to the right. It's that thick everywhere. I wish I could upload the video I took, the first night drive I took in there. But we were driving down a road. It was a 1-lane road. It's one way. It's called the Scenic Drive, but you really don't see anything but trees. Even though the lake is just 10, 15 yards away, you can't see it. And it felt like you were driving through a tunnel. There were places where I couldn't see more than 3 feet off the road in either direction. There were a few other places where the undergrowth had thinned out a little bit, and you could see back a little ways into the trees. Across the lake in Grand Rivers where we stayed, there were several times I could have petted a deer because I got that close. Like near our condo, they were just munching grass. I saw all kinds of animals: turtles, deer, raccoons, possums. I mean, you see all the normal forest animals. You cross that bridge into LBL, nothing, not even roadkill. On the highway leading up to LBL, you'd see the occasional dead animal on the road, just like you would on any highway in central, the central part of the United States, because of the population of animals. Inside LBL, I saw nothing. I didn't even see birds.
Man,
Oh, nothing.
get me
It
started.
was eerie.
Don't get
So
me
talk about
started
the
on
oppressive
roadkill.
atmosphere.
So the weird thing about LBL is when I first drove into it, I didn't notice it. I grew up in the woods. I've been deer hunting since I was a little kid. I've been turkey hunting. I mean, I've sat out in the woods for, better part of a day by myself without human contact, waiting for, the sun to be the right time to hunt. Camped out by myself. I camped with buddies in the woods many, many times. I'm not unfamiliar with the woods. I got into LBL the first time, and I'm looking around, and the first thing that really I did notice was, why are there no animals here? There is so much vegetation here. I should see rabbits or something. Didn't see a thing. It wasn't until we drove back across the bridge that I noticed how the air felt different. I was like, wait a minute, something's not right. And I turned around, went back across the bridge, and noticed it instantly. Just inside LBL, it was like just this weird feeling, like a heaviness to the air. And it was not the humidity, because I live in the butt crack of Missouri, where humidity is a real thing. We on a daily basis, we got 98% humidity. Dream can tell you about it. He's down there where the mosquitodactyls have aircraft landing numbers on their tails.
Yep.
I'm used to humidity. I grew up in the humidity. It doesn't bother me. In the park was different. It was like you were just waiting for something to happen. And that's just the way it felt everywhere I went.
Hey
That
guys,
was
how's
your
it going?
cue. That was
Alright.
your cue. That was your cue.
Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Oh, excellent.
Oh,
I
well,
can drink
saying,
Bigfoot.
speaking
I have
of
Bigfoot on my finger.
Oh, I'm
Speaking
sorry.
of her
Wait,
singing-
if you're going to flip me off, hold on.
Bigfoot.
Oh, yes. Impressive.
You can't see it very
Most
well on my
impressive.
thumb, but my thumb actually says Bigfoot, but you can see it on my finger.
No, I can't see that. But the finger actually does show the image of Bigfoot right there, which is really, really cool.
Both sides.
well,
Ooh,
there you go.
absolutely awesome.
They do a little dance.
I have a
Yay.
couple of the videos
that.
I might actually have to be able to upload. I know they have to be below 200 meg. I just found one of the videos that I took that's from the first day in the park, and it's 87 meg. It's uploading now. I'll play it. So we're going to get to play one of them at least. Any of the others that are smaller videos, I'll upload. But Josh is going to work on getting them all so I can upload them, for the next show. And I will definitely be putting them on my YouTube channel.
There it is. There it is. Oh, my
Ready
God.
to roll. You guys ready?
No. Go ahead.
Hey, folks. D.A. Roberts. We made it. Land between the lakes. So this will be the first foray into the actual park itself. And we haven't checked into the condo yet, but I'm going to turn around and head down this side road over here and go down toward the north end of the park for just a few miles. Then we got to go check back into the condo. So here we are, land between the lakes. Let the adventure begin. You can see how thick the trees are.
That's 70 megs.
Yeah. The video compression, I should have recorded a smaller video compression, but I wanted to catch as much quality as I could. Here's one of the night videos. It's 192 meg. It's going to take a minute to load. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, that's how we normally see Nightmare Hunter.
Oh, yeah. That's nothing normal for Rod. Nothing out of the
fell
ordinary.
asleep once.
The siesta hunter.
I was tired, man. We were DA. We were doing program after program after program, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We were out of control little kids.
And he said, Neoma and my son are the only ones. Well, we should sing to her. We should totally do that.
I will sing to her
Next
right
one.
I will do it.
Dream, you do. Okay,
I'll do it if you do it, Dream.
now. Well, I got my own version for her.
Oh, okay. Well, can you go ahead?
Ooh.
Denise, this is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Happy birthday.
It doesn't matter. You sang, which is awesome. Okay, DA, you're on.
Okay. I was just going to sing the normal happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Denise. Happy birthday to you.
I think we have to pay now.
Yeah.
No, I think
Feliz
that's
cumpleaños a ti. Feliz
There we go.
cumpleaños a ti.
Oh, I've been shown.
It's uploaded.
Oh, by the way, hold on. Check this out. I think it changed you, DA. I can see through you. That was funny. I've been dying to get that one, but okay. Sorry, DA.
Okay, that one's not going to upload. That one's 583 meg. Here's one of the nighttime videos. Hey, folks. D.A. Roberts here again. I'm here with Nick Valente and his wife, Trish. We are back at the Nickel Cemetery. It is somewhere around 11 p.m. This is the same area where I heard the footsteps coming toward me earlier today. Want to? You want to take a photo of... You can see how thick the woods were there. What we were hearing were insects. As soon as I turned those lights on, we started getting bombarded with insects. But I didn't hear. Normally in the woods, you'll hear tree frogs. You'll hear all kinds of stuff. But all I heard was insects the whole night.
If I may answer that one,
Shoot.
I'm surprised at the Wendigo. I think it's a frightening entity or being. I didn't know of the Wendigo until I read him in DA's books. And I grew up scared of Bigfoot. I've talked about this before, the $6 Million Man. I mean, we learned a lot of Bigfoot from the $6 Million Man. And I was always scared of that. But after Bigfoot came Prophecy, that one really frightened me. But the whole imagery and what these things can do to the Wendigo, however, it's believe it or not, I admire what Nick does with the Dogman, but the Wendigo, for what it represents and what it does to, it's frightening. I don't know what I would do. Seriously, if I came across one of those, and I'm glad there are none in my neck of the woods
That you know of.
Oh, stop it!
Well, I know most of us, if would ever come in contact with a Wendigo, I know what we do. It'd probably be die.
I try not to be, tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny when you said die. I was about to say, you mean fertilize the world?
Yeah. Yep, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's terrifying.
I had to hang it on my microphone.
Do you know there was a scene in your book? Forgive me, because it was almost a movie. If you guys have seen the Star Wars Episode 3, The Revenge of the Sith,
Mhm.
where
Anything about
Obi-Wan-
that? What are you talking
Oh,
about?
look at that teacher! Very good.
What?
What a setup! Where Obi-Wan shoots at General Grievous, and he gets him in the chest area, and he's burning up. That is the image that I had of the Wendigo. It was something that you could try to shoot it, it would burn and still wouldn't die. I don't know why, but when I was reading your books, that was the imagery I was getting, stuff like that.
Well, there's so much differing lore on the Wendigo. Different tribes have different ways that they're supposed to be killed. Some say you have to cut its heart out with a silver knife and then burn the heart and body separately. The others say the head has to be removed. Some say it has to be killed with fire. There's about a dozen different ways to kill one in different legends. So when I put the Wendigo in the Wild Hunt, codename Wild Hunt, Curse of the Wendigo, I had to have the team figure out which one worked. So they would try something that didn't work. They're like, switch the ammo.
Yeah, that was actually a really cool part for me. It was that whole transition of what's gonna work.
Yeah, like silver doesn't work, switch the ammo.
Well, you know what you were talking about your cane. You don't go anywhere without your cane when you're walking. And I was thinking, we got to get you one of those sword canes with like a silver dagger.
Oh, that would be badass.
The
That's
Avenger?
like engraving on it, like the holy runes
With like
just
like a wolf's head on the end of the cane.
Yeah.
I would wear that. I'd carry that everywhere, whether I needed it or not.
Okay, so I gave my thoughts. DA has given some. Neoma, your thoughts on the Wendigo, and then Dream as well.
I don't really know much about the Wendigo. I For years I've heard about Skinwalker Ranch, and only recently finally was able to delve into it. And I still haven't figured out the difference between a Wendigo and a Skinwalker, to be honest with you. I think one has to do with cannibalism, and the other one, I'm not sure. I don't
can
know
tackle
enough about
that.
them.
A Wendigo is cursed. Like, for example, a particularly harsh winter, supplies are running thin, and somebody results to cannibalism. They can be cursed by the Wendigo, become the spirit of the Wendigo. Once they turn into the Wendigo, they don't turn back. They're a Wendigo. They're cursed forever until somebody puts it down. Skinwalkers are dark shaman who have gone as far dark as you can go, and they can take any form they want. They can turn back to human. A friend of mine his family's Navajo from the reservation in New Mexico. I've had a lot of conversations with them. I've tried to get them to come on the show, and they're adamantly against that. But from what they said is, in human form, you can usually tell, and it's something about the eyes. The eyes won't look right. But you can also tell, there's certain things that you can tell when a skinwalker has targeted you. And they're very specific. It's pretty amazing. I'm hoping that they said negative energy has its way of attaching itself to you, and I'm hoping that what they've told me doesn't come to pass, because I would have to find someone who can do a cleansing or a blessing way to make sure I don't bring anything like that home.
My understanding is just don't talk about them.
Well, I write about them. I talk about them.
Yeah, we already messed that one up.
Oh, I have a comment on that. Once Dream puts his comments, this happened at work very recently, and I want to comment about what Neoma just said. Oh no! I like what Neoma just said. I want to add to it. Dream, go ahead.
Well, you want to add
about the Wendigo?
Yeah, you want to add to what she said. So go ahead and finish. Go ahead and do that first, and then you can circle back to me.
You guys know it's about 2 weeks now, maybe 3 weeks. When I left the garage and I went inside, I talked about closing the door, and something banged on the door. Okay. Mm-hmm. At first, I thought it was a kinetic energy, but my science mind is like, wait a minute, that was more than a few seconds. So whatever. Nothing's happened ever since. It's been very quiet. It's been deceptively quiet. But I mentioned it at work, and my coworker, Caesar, the beautiful soul that he is, he's a good man. He's a genteel soul. I asked him if he had anything ever happen. He says, no, Royer, I never talk about it, so it never happens to me. You talk about it, they come to you. Oh, shit! I'm the Nightmare Hunter. I'm on DA Verse. I'm on... Oh, man. I just don't... I don't stop talking about him. Oh, I'm screwed. But he did tell me, he says, I don't talk about it, hence they don't come to visit me. Does it work the same way with that Oh, okay. Anyway,
The other beast. The beast of
I
the.
won't compare it to Revelation 13, verse 18, but it does have a number. But that's besides the point. I'm being stupid.
See people vehemently Googling right now.
It's actually a very famous chapter in the End of Times. But anyway, so Dream, what is your opinion of the Wendigo? Because I think I was less knowledgeable than even Naoma because I did not know what the Wendigo was. I had heard DA talk about it. He mentioned to me many times, and I'm just like, yeah, sure, dude, whatever. I didn't know, and I said I'd look it up, and I never did. So when I read the book, there was some imagery in there where, okay, remember Independence Day, the second day when they're like, okay, we're going to launch our counterattack, and we're going to, you know, use a nuclear weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, come on, it's going to work. And it did nothing. There were moments in his book where I was like, I've been here before. And you don't like it. And it's way too damn early in the book for this. It really got to me where I didn't like the image. I don't talk about that book. I actually don't. I'm not going to say it spooked me. It's just,
Well, Raj, I know the urge to skip ahead might be there, but you have to finish Horn to Moon before you read Nightmare Hunter.
Yes.
oh yeah. Well, look, you guys were talking about, and forgive me, Naoma, I'm not sure if you were part of that moment, but when Dream mentioned something about, well, we got to try this, we got to try this, or whatever, I've just passed that where they're having a discussion. And I'm sorry, folks, if you haven't read the book, this book's been out for a little while, so I don't want to spill anything else, but they use the lines of "That's all Hollywood BS." Okay, there are things that work, but it's not what you think. So when when Dream and Da were talking about that, I was like, yeah, they mentioned that in Horned Moon.
Yeah.
So,
And there's
yeah.
a lot, man. Not just in the DA verse, but DA and I were talking the other week, and I was, terrified from other stuff, but you said you got to be careful going down the rabbit hole because you will find more things than you ever thought possible. When Googling and looking up, fact checking, and researching, like you find stuff that you don't want to find, and especially pertaining to the areas that you live. And and I mean, I found some stuff about Hammond that I don't want to. I don't keep going with.
Well, you had some pretty weird experiences yourself.
Yes. And
Yeah, Neoma, were you here for those?
Just the recent ones?
When he was driving?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
you were.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I have not seen any.
That's some eerie stuff, dude.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I have not seen anything since because I do not come home late anymore. I make sure and I'm home at a decent hour. All of the other stuff that happened, after like 11:30 p.m. going on midnight. After that when I had really late nights. So I know now I make sure I'm home, 10:30 at the latest. I'm not trying to be out super late anymore. I'm just trying to do what I have to do. But I've been fortunate enough to be in that position where I can do that. Because I'm not trying to see anything else. But I did start Googling what happened to him.
Yeah, definitely tell it. Tell the story.
Yeah,
Dude,
absolutely.
You can. Bob Foot, if I may just very quickly, I've known Dream since he was, what, 16, Thomas, or 17?
Around there.
A little bit of time. And he only
So about
has
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. At least he's.
I wish.
Yeah, but I'm the one that's aged, so it's okay. The thing about Dream is I've known him for so long, and we've talked about these. And he told me the story. We actually had a Halloween ghost night. Remember? We did that, and you told the story of what happened in your house.
Yeah.
I remember that, and then I think you remember I told the story of the guy that walked by the room.
Hmm.
So Dream and I have not had very many things happen. Dream and I have been, we haven't had that many. And within the last year, both Dream and I have uncovered, or not uncovered, but we've had to endure some things. Isn't that funny? But I don't know why I put that in there. Dream, go ahead. I was feeling insecure. Please tell me.
Well, specifically, I was coming home late one night, and I have to come through, some pretty swampy, woody kind of areas to get to where I'm living, and I get to like a dark area on the road. It's a 2-lane like highway kind of thing, and where there's one car going in each direction, and this is pretty late at night. Like I said, after 11:30 ish, and I see a dog in the middle of the road laying down. Now, I'm assuming it's dead, but it's not broken. It's not like squished or anything like that. And I think nothing of it. Come to a stop because there's a car like way further down the road. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just wait for him to pass by and I'll go around the dog and, go home. Well, I have the windows down and yes, time out.
Was the dog in the middle of the road, or was it more like in your lane?
No, it was in my lane.
Okay, sorry. All right.
It was in my lane.
You may have said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I forgive you for not listening. So I'm driving down, and normally I'm used to hearing frogs and bugs and birds and whatnot, whatever's going on in the area, night sounds. And next thing you know, I hear nothing, and I'm just like, I've seen too many of. I've read too many of these DA books. I know what happens when night sounds go away. That means there's a predator in the area. And I'm trying to think of all the predators in the area, and there's not much that's going to really mess anything up. You got alligators, but they're used to alligators, so you see it like even during the day, you'll see an alligator, and you still hear all the wildlife around it doing its thing. So I freak out and I say, "Fuck it, I'm in a RAV4, and I can take this dog out, no problem." So bump, I'm over the dog. Car goes past me the other way. I go home. I think I'm like freaking out for no reason. I'm stupid, whatever, It had been raining. Next morning I'm going to work. It's around 5:30, so I'm assuming, the dog's still going to be there. Road sweeping doesn't come by that early, whatever. It had been raining, but the dog was completely gone. There was no blood anywhere, I'm assuming because of the rain. But no body, no nothing, just gone. That didn't sit right with me. There's no reason for that dog to be gone. So, whatever. I think to myself, I'm just overreacting. This is stupid. The next couple nights pass by and I have to go home late again. And I see the same exact thing. A dog in the middle of the road, appearing to be dead, but not broken or squashed or anything like that. It's just there. And this time, I didn't even give it a second thought. There was a car coming, and I just flew over that dog. No problem. I'm not slowing down. I'm not stopping. I don't care. And the next morning, it was gone again. No blood, no body, nothing. So I'm completely freaked out at that point. So I decide I'm going to go around the long way the next time I have to come home late. And that takes me through darker, shadier, swampier areas. But at least it's not this way where I know something's going down. And I'm coming back down the other way a few nights after that. And I see a branch pulled up across my side of the road. Now, a branch is not a dog, so I didn't really put two and two together, but I didn't like the fact that the road was blocked. So, I slowed down a little bit, and it was a big enough branch with, I guess the trunk of it was probably about the side of about the size of the thick end of a baseball bat, and branches off shooting, stuff like that, trees, leaves, etc. Ooh, you are very blurry, DA.
I'll take care of that.
I like looking at your face, man. Come on. There we go.
There he is.
Hey, so I see this branch going on, and you know, I'm trying to think. Do I want to go around this branch? Am I going to clear this branch? And I see a car coming towards me in the opposite direction. And just at that time, I look over to the side of the road, and there's a ditch that's going right down the side of the road into more trees and swampy areas. So I see as the headlights are passing, great. As the headlights are passing, I look over to the side of the road and I see eye shine. And this eye shine is probably, it looks like it's coming from a tree, and it's probably about 8 to 10 foot off the ground.
Oh, shit.
And I say, this is stupid. It's probably just a possum or whatever, right? Well, the car is coming by from the opposite direction, and as I'm seeing this eye shine and stuff, and next thing I know, this tree that I thought I was looking at moves back into the other trees. So there was a body there, about 8 to 10 foot off the ground, that just kind of backed straight back up into the rest of the trees. And my ass went over that tree that was in the middle of the road and kept going home. So I don't go home late no more.
That's when I started getting frantic texts.
Yes. So I don't go home late no more.
You were texting DA?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I messaged him. I texted him. I was no.
So when I told him, I said, I think something was putting out bait to try to draw you out of your vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something intelligent. So my guess is Rougarou, considering he's right there in the swamps. So put pennies on your porch. That'll at least deter it.
Yep. So
at least a dozen, maybe more.
I don't want to be a little cheap bastard or anything, but what's with the pennies?
It's something about the voodoo superstition about them counting. If there's more than a dozen, they can't count it and they won't enter the dwelling.
Yeah, they freak out and they
wait. The Rougarou can count?
Yeah,
but that's like aliens.
A Rougarou is a person.
Cut the power? How can they cut the power, man? They're animals.
Yeah, Rougarou was a person. It was cursed in a voodoo curse or a hoodoo curse. And it still retains a lot of its human abilities. I mean, it's still very intelligent.
Not that intelligent. It can't count past 12.
True, but
it's something. It's something about the number.
And again, I don't know if that's true or not. That's just something that they say.
So if you have a Baker's dozen, you've beaten the bastard.
Pretty much.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
It may have something to do with the copper. I don't know, but the one of the counters for having one try to get into your house is to have pennies on your doorstep.
I want to give a quick shout out to Tyler Marshall. Thank you. We're up to 23 likes.
Tyler,
hey, Gamer, give us a shout out. I mean, give us a like. Tyler, is that Tyler?
I wanted to say something about this one, but didn't want to interrupt Dream. He says, look on taking a trip to First Nation village in Canada. They're known to have a high level of action there. The best thing you can do if you do see one is hold very, very still. They're very fast. You're not going to outrun one. You're probably not going to outgun one. And unless you've got a silver knife or a silver stake, you're not going to penetrate its heart. One of the things you can use to protect yourself is if you've got a spirit bag, you want white ash in it, burned pure. But if you're going to a First Nations village, go talk to the people there and tell them you're concerned about it, and they will probably help you out with a spirit bag. Oh, check my email.
I've asked my Peter Gama. You guys know him. He's the big dog. He's my co-host, my effervescent co-host from Sports Talk with the Guys. I've asked him, and lucky bastard. almost next to nothing in experiences. He doesn't really know something. Actually, if I take it back, he did have one story, but he's lucky. He doesn't have much else happen. Who knows? Maybe he'll join us tonight and tell the one story he has. But um, he's lucky, and I hate him for it. I've always said, rather be lucky than good, right, Dream?
Yeah.
Josh has compressed one of the good ones. This is the first, since it's done uploading, this is the first night foray into that area I told you that where the road was pretty well overgrown.
So was I mistaken, Big Dog? Do you have many stories? Hey, come on, talk.
We're holding
Dog.
out.
Yeah. Oh, what a shock! It's the Big Dog. Da, at your leisure.
It's still uploading. It's even though he compressed it, it's a pretty big file.
I thought that was a bitchin' setup right now.
Yeah, if it'd been ready, I would have hit it, but it's not. Dream Eagle Eye this one because this is a pretty thick, dense section of woods. Ready? Here we go. All right, just let it go. We are crossing over the bridge into LBL right now.
Now this is what, the Tennessee?
No, this is the canal that connects the two lakes.
But are we going in on the Tennessee north entrance?
We are the north entrance in Kentucky.
Kentucky.
The Tennessee line is about halfway through the park. Okay, you're going to go up here and take the first right. We are now officially in LBL. Right there. See it?
Yep, there it is.
Okay. This is one way. We will not have any cars coming toward us. And we're going to, it only takes about 10 minutes to go through this.
Yep.
Just go slow.
Oh, look at that.
Is that guy following us?
Yeah.
You can pull off and let it pass if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know where that goes. It's an old trail.
What did that sign say that we just passed? Did that say LBL North?
Yeah, we're in the north end of LBL. I don't know where these guys are going, but I guess we're following them.
Yep.
Probably locals out for a thrill.
Let's see.
Do you want me to? What do you want me to do? Is this okay?
I can just let it run.
Okay.
We'll film the whole time. I'm hoping something will cross the road.
Oh.
I'm hoping something 7.5 feet will cross the road, and it's big and hairy.
This is what I was telling you about, like driving through a tunnel. Even in the daylight.
So we're not following them anymore.
Following them. They're going back to a campsite, probably to party. We are getting deeper into LBL right here. Last night, my wife and I drove through here. There was a couple of times I wanted to stop and roll the window down and listen.
Yeah.
She did not want me to stop. But I'll be surprised if we see so much as a deer in here. I have not seen, in 2 days running around here, I haven't seen any animals in LBL.
No, that's really odd. I wonder if the cryptid population over here just wiped them all out.
Or they stay away because of
the cryptid population.
The animals are good at sensing when there's a predator around. Like I said, I've seen a ton of deer over on the other side of that bridge over in town.
But nothing here.
But nothing here. I mean, haven't seen so much as a squirrel.
That is odd. I mean, I see bugs. That's about it.
Yep. And if you listen, you don't even hear much night sounds. Just insects.
Yep, I can hear the insects.
Toads, no?
Hmm?
Toads, no? Frogs?
No, that was crickets.
Crickets?
Crickets and cicadas.
Oh, this is when crickets is a good thing to hear.
If they stop, then that's a bad thing.
Yeah. Then I'm handing you the med kit.
Yeah, I've got a very large one over there. Right in back of you. Stop the bleed stuff and everything.
That's right.
Israeli bandages,
I've got
you
one.
name it.
I've got a Dark Angel kit in my bag. And a couple extra tourniquets.
Oh yeah. Well, that thing I showed you there, my first aid kit that's there,
Mm-hmm.
the small one, it's got a tourniquet right on the outside. But the big pack all the way in the back there is about yay big, yay. And it's for any trauma cases that you come across where you got like 6 or 7 people that are down.
Yeah.
I generally carry that with me all the time. Well, it would be nice to have a hairy thing come out of here because I'm up armored, and
So what do you think of your first look at LBL?
this is a nasty looking place, totally overgrown.
Yeah. And even in daylight, you can't see more than 20, 30 feet back into those trees in most places. There are some places where the ground clutter's kind of cleared out, where you can see back, 50, 60 yards.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between.
Mm.
I have the map with me that I bought today. It's supposed to mark all of the cemeteries and old homesteads.
Somebody's in back of me.
Yeah.
I have a little goodie bag for you, so remind me to give it to you before I leave. It's inside that tub.
Thank you, sir.
Just gonna circle right around to where we came in.
Fairly close to where we came in.
Wow.
Just a little ways down. If you want to pull off on one of these side areas and let that guy get around us, that's fine.
Yeah. Unless he
But then
stopped.
again, if he's right behind us, if something runs across, he might be a witness. But that's why I wanted the camera rolling, because if we do see something across this road, we've got it.
Yeah, he'll be like, "Oh, I saw it first." No, you didn't.
I get sound effects too.
When we get to the stop sign, you can go ahead and stop the video.
Okay.
I just wanted to record this area because it's so creepy.
Mhm.
If you go to the left,
To the left.
Go to the left. Okay.
hang on, I might be incorrect here.
Let's read this.
Welcome station, Helmand Ferry Camp.
Go to the right. Go to the right, I'm sorry.
Do you want me to keep?
Stop the video.
Okay, the same button, right?
Yeah. What you really can't see in that video is the trees are like this over the road. My camera is not good enough to really capture it.
Okay, when you were talking about the kit,
Mm-hmm.
I may have seen eyeshine.
If you
Off to
did,
the right.
yeah, I didn't see any eye shine.
No,
I don't doubt it. I would love to be able to go through that, or have Adam and Josh really get into it and tear it apart, see what they can find. But I never saw a single animal, not
you
one, in the
talking-
north end of that park.
did
Roger.
someone make a monster sound screwing around at the very
Oh yeah,
beginning?
when we were at the beginning of the video,
Yeah.
that was Nick.
Yeah. No, Roger, when you said you saw eyeshine, that was just prior to
It was near where they were talking about the med kit.
yeah,
I've got
prior
a big
to the
one.
sound effects comment, correct?
Oh, clearly before that, yeah.
Okay, when it was on the left side of the screen?
No, I thought it was on the right, but it was about the time they were talking about how big their med kit was.
About the Israeli bandages?
No, I just was stuck on the size.
I'm talking about when he was discussing about the Israeli bandages.
Like I said, I'm sure he was talking about. I tuned them out at that point because I'm just like, what a bunch of smartasses.
Oh Lord.
Yes. Sorry, guard-fearing individual. Anyway, you didn't see anything, but
Roger, I just sent that video to your Gmail address, and you can send it on to Dream if you want. I don't have his email.
I'll do that right now. It's pretty big, though, right?
It's a pretty good sized file. It's actually giving you access to share it from my Google Drive.
Oh, my phone! I mean, my watch got it.
Yeah, I'd be interested because there's a lot of lag on the video, so I don't know if that's due to the compression or how it was recorded initially.
It's just recorded on a cell phone, so it's not the best camera to begin with.
This is the one at yahoo.com, right, Dream?
When I go back in, in October, I've got a high res dash cam that we bought that I had with me at the time, but we forgot to bring the mounting kit, so I couldn't mount it on the dash. So next time I'll have that dash cam going the whole time.
That's a good idea.
My wife thought of that. I've never even thought of getting a dash cam. She's like, I'm buying a dash cam. I'm like, what for? She goes, if you're going to keep doing these videos, you should probably have something that you can narrate while you drive. I'm like, that's awesome.
I had someone back off me on the road today because of the dash cam that I had in my Nissan Versa. They were being stupid, and they were trying to do the brake checks, and all I did was point up to the camera and say, smile, you're on film. And then they drove off.
I have 2 other videos loaded, but they're just me talking about areas during the day. If you want to see them, I can play them. They're not very long.
Play them!
Okay, here's the first one. Made it to the condo. This is the view from the deck of the condo. Pretty freaking nice. And I gotta say, the Green Turtle Resort is pretty freaking nice. Dead fish down there. Boats everywhere. I don't know what that is, that concrete barrier over there. Might have to ask. Anyway, so far I'm pretty impressed with the resort. Gonna unpack the van and then maybe head back over to LBL. Alright, bye. Turns out that concrete barrier is actually an anchor point for the barges that they move up and down the lakes carrying all kinds of product. It's those barges are freaking huge. And here's the other video. Hey folks, down in that camping area called Demumbers Bay. And other than seeing a few boats, there's a camper over here behind me that's like one person at this campground. One family anyway. You can see just how dense this place is. Thick woods. And very, very quiet. I do like the quiet. Since the last video, I think I located the old campground. I don't want to attempt to go back in there without a 4-wheel drive, so I'm going to have to wait for Nick Valente to get here with his Hummer. And then we'll try to get back in there. I'm not sure my minivan could get it. So hopefully I'll be filming down there soon. Okay, folks, that's it for now. There was one camper in that little campground there. I tried to talk to them. They blew me off. Didn't want to talk at all. I told them I was an author researching a book, and the guy was just like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just down here to be alone. I'm like, yeah, no problem. It was the guy and his family. And I started to head off, and he goes, and I haven't seen anything weird either, so quit bothering me. I'm like, God damn, who's been bothering this guy?
Unless he was the weird thing in the woods.
Could have been. He wasn't very friendly. I got thrown out of a store. I went into a store. I won't say which one it is because I don't want the guy to get hate mail or harassed. I mean, it was just a local store down in Grand Rivers, and I went in and I gave the guy my card, told him I was researching a book, and at that point he was super friendly. He's like, "Oh, what are you writing about?" And as soon as I said the Beast of LBL, he goes, "Yeah, I don't really want to talk about that." I'm like, "Anything you could tell me about it, I would love to hear about it." He goes, "No, I don't want to talk about it. Good day." I'm like, time to leave, I guess.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't talk to me anymore at all. He didn't even want me to buy anything. He wanted me to leave.
Damn.
Yep.
That's pretty nuts. Like stuff like that always that raises the hair on the back of your neck, you know?
And most people were like that. Like you said, I talked to a guy who was in law enforcement, and he was adamant. I mean, I showed him my card, and I'm like, dude, I was a cop for almost 20 years. You know, I get it. He's like, didn't happen in my jurisdiction. Don't know nothing about it. I can't talk about it. And he walked off. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I was going to see if he wanted to go with me, but no, he didn't. He wasn't interested.
Wow. That's pretty nuts, man. I will say that I thought I saw some eye shine in that first nighttime video around the same time that Nightmare Hunter did, but I was looking at the left side. He was looking at the right side.
But there was movement, so maybe
You might have seen one of those metal signs. There's a couple of times I thought I saw eye shine, and it was those signs.
I was keeping an eye on those on the metal signs too, because they happen, you know, at very specific periodic times.
I caught myself looking at the right. I don't know why, but there were times that I drifted left. And I said, I wonder if Dream is looking right or left. Oh, forget it. I just stayed looking right.
Yeah.
Neoma?
Yeah. I kind of I've had a little bit of a bad week, and medication is wearing off.
Oh,
I'm going to have to say goodnight, guys. I'm not able to sit up much anymore.
I'm sorry, Naoma.
I am sorry, Neoma. I thank you for joining several consecutive weeks now. Thank you.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I wish
means
I
a
could
great
hang
deal.
out
Thank you.
longer because this is really interesting, but I can feel my eyes swelling shut and my feet swelling up, and it ain't fun.
I do want to thank you, first and foremost, for joining us tonight, but I want to thank you for taking one for the Roger Noriega team because he wrote it and you had to read it. It just dawned on me, based on all the innuendo, DA had to envision that.
Yeah. We talked about that.
Oh!
No, I'm playing with you, Roger. It's not as bad as you think it is.
No, it's not.
I'm
There's nothing
not.
graphic. It's just
No.
suggested.
Yeah, it's just suggested. And
Okay, well,
I don't write graphic scenes.
no. But I did have to admit that I got halfway through the paragraph and I found myself scratching at my eyes and screaming. It's like, I know this guy. I know this guy. I don't want to see this. And then I was like, ooh, whew. It came out as being far less graphic than I was afraid it was going to
I
be.
don't do graphic love scenes. And it's like, oh, he kissed her, and then some time passed.
Yeah.
There were curtains.
And then his
blowing in
head
the
was
window.
disappeared.
It's like a praying mantis. Eat his head off.
Like one of those old 1940s movies where the camera pans over to the windows in the curtain and the clouds in the sky.
And
Anyway.
then the tea kettle goes off.
Yeah. Train goes into a tunnel.
Okay,
Yep.
The funny thing was, think about the imagination of the tea kettle going off.
Yeah.
That was funny. They had a sense of humor back then too. Yeah.
Do you remember the comic book picture of the telephone? It was a Johnny. Oh gosh, he was a rock star artist, and the page has progressive scenes that are implying that the man and the woman are making it into the bedroom, and the center round panel is telephone. And the way he drew it, the telephone was off the hook, but it didn't pass inspections. So they went in and redrew the phone with the um, the earpiece back on the cradle. And for you young folks out there, that means that there used to be a base device, and there was this big
Yeah, I think that's called
And-
the receiver.
And
receiver.
how you told
There you
everybody
go.
you were busy is you took the phone off the hook and set it down, and then all they got was
Right.
a busy signal.
And he went ballistic because he didn't think it was that bad. But that's about the level that you get from DAs from that scene. So don't worry about it. We're just having fun with you. Of course, I have a graphic imagination, so it went much farther for me.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
I
don't know
gotta
if we're
go,
going to make
guys.
eye contact for a little while.
And then a flare gun went off.
Yeah.
Take the dignity away.
Yeah, it's
Take it.
gone.
Oh, yeah.
You had
No, it could have been the
dignity?
flare
That's
gun
so
failed
cool.
to fire.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man.
No, that flare gun fires underwater.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Thank
shoot.
God I'm naive. Thank God I am naive.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sad when I'm blushing more than you are. But anyway, I'm really gonna go to bed.
You don't feel well. That's why.
Yeah.
There's one line in the manuscript that
There
Naoma
we
will know
go.
the one I'm talking about, and I'm not going to give away the line that I'm particularly proud of. It's when Clark was trying to justify what happened at the end of it. It's like, not sure how we're going to explain this. This one's going to get noticed. It's not like we can go, oh, it was just, we just closed the park for a few days.
Yeah, not
No.
like that at all.
Okay, that's funny.
Yeah,
No, this one, there's no explaining this one to the general public. This one gets bad.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, not quite there.
I actually stopped in the middle of that sentence and said, "Did he?" Not that sentence. It was earlier when it happened, and I said, "Did he
Thank
really just do that?" Wow. But okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. You have a great night,
You
and
too.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you.
Hope you get feeling better.
Yeah, me too. I'll see you soon, I'm sure.
I love her. She's awesome.
Yeah, she's great. I told you when you weren't available, both Nick and Naoma joined me for that episode, which was really cool. Josh had a comment that we did not read, and it's difficult sometimes to differentiate eye shine.
He's dictating to his
us
phone.
Catching the light. Yes, that's why I had to carefully say it. For just a moment, they almost look stationary because of how and when they reflect the light. But I'll be sure to look at that area in closer detail when I get a chance to sit down with the video. Yeah, dude, this one's going to take a while.
Yeah, it's a long video.
Yeah, I've got a couple of fairly lengthy ones.
Good for you, DA. I'm glad you have several lengthy ones.
Videos, Raj, you pervert.
Well,
Josh says I plan on doing some looking around in pictures and videos around the Niangua River area west of Lebanon. Yeah, that's where that's the area that Apex Predator Wolf Moon took place. And that the woods out there are pretty damn creepy. I love that area.
Did you see Werewolf's comment earlier? I love it. Because I kind of said the same thing in that first video where the predators were there, multiple.
Mhm.
And my whole thing was the reason why they didn't attack, they're like, that's that guy who's selling our secrets. That's the one that's giving it away. And, well, what do we do? This is a guy. And they were like so indecisive because their pack leader wasn't there, but they ID'd you. They knew who you were.
His comment
they
reminds
watch
me.
They
Reminds
watch
me
this
of,
podcast on the days off.
Yeah, his comment reminds me of the scene with one of the big fights that takes place in the second book of the Apex Predator Blood Moon.
Yeah.
It takes place in town, and people are whipping out their phones, and Gray Eagle's like, "Ah, crap, this is going on YouTube."
Right. Yeah.
This is not going to be any saying this didn't happen.
I apologize, Big Dog. He did mention that for Neoma. I'm sorry we didn't see that.
Oh man, that's something else.
I missed this one. Let me read this one real quick. Yes, I did listen to the audio. That's some good audio. have you thought about having somebody like go in and see about removing the background noise? Because it's pretty good audio. I mean, I would definitely like to play it on here if you don't mind.
I'm sorry, were you asking me?
No. I was asking,
I was like,
do it Noel's way.
that was a command decision, and I blew it.
Yeah, I would like to play that audio, but I'll have to go back and see if I can capture it, because I just viewed it.
What are your guys' thoughts on? What?
I'm not even sure what those are.
They are Indian spirits.
Well, I gathered that, Raj.
Like fire whiskey?
Yeah, these work.
Oh, Lord.
I know nothing about them. I would have to research that.
I don't even know how to pronounce that.
I'm going to Google it.
Buddha ones.
Puto what?
I didn't say that. I said Buddha ones.
Young Padawan.
Sure.
No, they're all dead.
Says, yep, go ahead. Oh, I know. Damn. Well,
Just kidding. It's younglings, I know.
I'm not finding anything on Google at all. I'm going to have to do some digging in some of my sources to see if I can find more about that.
go ahead, DA.
What?
Yep, go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. If you don't mind sending me that link again, because I'll have to go digging for it. If you send me that link again, I'll see if I can get Josh to capture the video for me. Josh is my tech guy, my go-to guy on tech, because I suck at it. I'm a writer, not a computer guy. IR make words well.
Oh, you're funny.
You're good with the 3 R's: reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah. I want to let you know, DA. I'm starting to labor today. I don't know why. I'm not feeling it right now. If you gentlemen want to continue, please do so. I'm just getting an odd sensation over on the right now. I'm not.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. We're 2.5 hours in.
Yeah.
Well, Patty just got here.
Hola.
I wonder if I was getting the sympathy or warning pains.
Yep.
The Phantom Pain's like, run while you can. She's gonna get you.
I think that's what it was, because I was telling you guys, you know what? I think I'm done. I've got the pain. It's kind of odd because this time it's in my right side, and it's way above the intestine. It's kind of like near the stomach area. But
Well,
I don't know.
call it. We can wrap it. That's fine. But it was definitely an experience. It was real. I won't say real what, but it was real. And thank you guys for having me on.
Hey, anytime, brother.
Yeah, gentlemen, I apologize. I'm starting to feel super tired. And yes, Patty, we did miss you. Patty, the results are in. Oh, Patty, the results are in. I have my DNA results. I'm going to do a program tomorrow, but it's nonsense. No. To be so lucky. No, I didn't. It's like in the stomach area. So,
That's what she
Patty,
said.
I want to say thank you for all you've been posting and all you've done about my books. I mean, you've made a lot of good, really great posts, and I appreciate it very much. I told Roger, I said I should hire you as my PR person.
yeah, should. Yeah, no doubt about it. Oh, if it were only that easy, Patty.
Just mute the mic and let her rip.
Actually, ever since this condition started, I've been actually okay.
He is
That
the
problem
father.
is gone. DA, it's my pleasure. Yeah, sure it is. So fine. Go ahead. Play up to DA. Go ahead, Patty. Good job. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. I don't want to be any more
No, no problem
melodramatic.
at all.
I'm having trouble right now, and I'm gonna. Yeah,
He's
that's
gonna
why I
go
said you
fart.
gentlemen wanted to continue. No, you know what? I wish that's what it was right now. So,
No,
uh,
we'll go ahead and call it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not the Nightmare Hunter without the Nightmare Hunter. I'll be doing a DAX Machina this Wednesday, where I'll hopefully have more of the videos compressed from Josh, and I'll try to show more of the videos on DAX Machina. I will send the compressed versions to Roger and Dream, and if either you guys see anything, shoot me a message, jump in, come on the show. Because I want to talk about LBL in detail. That's probably going to be the basis for the entire show. Is I really want to talk about the things in LBL and the attitudes of people and just really go into detail. So join us Wednesday night at 9 p.m. For another special edition of DAX Machina. There will not be one Saturday because I'll be in St. Louis. But we may resume the normal schedule after that. I don't know. I've still got to talk to the wife with the new outbreaks of COVID. And actually, Springfield is one of the hot spots for the new D variant. The hospitals here are overflowing. They've been life flighting people to other hospitals in the area because of the COVID D. They may be killing the conventions again for another year. So if that happens, there's really no reason for me to move DAX Machina because I probably won't be doing any shows for probably another year. But I do want to do some book signings, and I do want to get some books on hand. And if anybody wants one, to let me know, and we can arrange to have books signed and shipped. That hopefully we'll be doing that really soon. My wife wants to order books this week, so keep my fingers crossed. We should get books in soon. And if you've got any particular you'd like to see me get, let me know. We'll get those too. Make sure I've got them on hand, the ones you want. And I'm thinking since we've got the 10th anniversary coming up, what I might do is to help sponsor the channels here with the Nightmare Hunter and DAX Machina to help us pay for the fees for the hosting and to get us onto like iHeartRadio and things like that. I think that I will be raffling off an entire set of the original 5. I have a full set that's just sitting on the shelf, and they're the originals. They're completely unavailable, and you can't buy them anywhere. So we'll be doing that very soon.
why don't you put it on eBay, pal? I'll pay $100 right now.
Well, I want to see what we can generate because the money's going to go to the shows.
200. Sign me up for the raffle. Sorry, Patty. Yeah, I want those books, but all right. We'll see about doing a raffle. We'll see about it.
We'll see. I might actually have more than one set. I don't know. I've got to check the books. I've got my personal set, and then I've got some that I put back in a box, and I don't know exactly how many sets I've got remaining. But I'll look into it, let you know. But I would like to do something like that to help sponsor the channels, to help support, and to keep these shows going.
All right. Sounds awesome.
What a shock. He's outbidding himself. I was outbidding you, woman. But that's okay. Folks, tomorrow at about the same time at 7 p.m., we're going to be doing the program is already up. I'm going to be doing my DNA story tomorrow at 7 p.m. I believe Michael Day will be joining me because he has something to say also. I'm not going to be talking about any names mentioned because it's improper, rude, and it's yeah. There are a few names that I did recognize, but there actually is a problem already, and we don't have an answer for it. So we have to do some investigations. I may have found something that I do not care to try to get resolved. This is crazy. It's like, man, because I told DA it was kind of boring that the percentages drop off fast. And there's no Persian. I have no Persian in me, so the jokes are gone. But it was still surprising to learn about where I was from, which is really kind of cool. But all right, we're good for now. DAX Machina is on Wednesday, and special Royer Noriega is on tomorrow. Ancestry.com results. So I
Awesome.
think that's going to be it for me. I think we're going to call it
And 7 p.m. What time zone?
Pacific time. Sorry.
There you go. All right, guys. Good night. Have a
I
good
am
one.
going to do the results live. Yeah, I couldn't wait. I found out at 5:44 this morning. So, all right. We'll see you guys.
Hey, Dream.
Yeah.
Before we take off, do me a favor. Do you have like a little recording device, like just audio?
Besides my phone.
Yeah, besides your phone. I
No.
know I've got one. Roger's got one. They're pretty cheap. I think I paid $2 for mine at a yard sale. But if you go like on eBay, or not on eBay, on Amazon, you can get the just little digital recording devices. They'll record for hours and hours and hours, and they just take like 2 AA batteries. If you could get one of those, or if you can't, let me know. I might send you mine. I would like you to just put that on record and set it on your front porch. I'd like to go through the audio. What's around your house at night?
That's terrifying.
If you even want to know.
No, I don't want to know. That's the thing.
Yeah, maybe for the best.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Well, I will consider that, and I'll let you know.
Okay, let me know.
All right. But guys, have a great night. I am off to check on the kiddos and take temperatures and distribute medicines accordingly.
And like I said, brother, if you need anything, you let me know.
All right. Will do. Peace.
Good hunting. Get it done. We'd love to hear the stories. We'll see you guys on the other side. Peace.